Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame to his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
With us usually is Son X, but I was about to say, I know he's
reveal today.
He's supposed to have his grumpy, right? He's supposed to have his face revealed today.
There's supposed to be a big reveal today.
I know. We're trying to get a hold of Son X, but he has not been returning our calls. I don't know.
Before we get on to the Son X thing.
Yes. Let's do a few housekeeping items.
Please.
For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. This is a twice a week all sports podcast that takes place every single Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every single Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Grumpy. So if you're new to the channel, we invite you to stick around a while. We invite you to subscribe on YouTube, to like on Facebook, and to follow on Twitter. Actually, we implore you to do that if you enjoy the content. And also leave a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy the content, right? Because it helps the algorithm and helps get mine and the Grumpy Old Man, as well as Son X's word, out to the masses. So make sure you leave a little thumbs up, because today, right, I know it's been a tough time getting a hold of Son X, but he's supposed to have a face reveal of some sorts, right, Grumpy?
That's what I've heard.
And I know I mentioned it's an all sports podcast, but to give you a little bit of a taste, we talk anything and everything sports. We talk NFL, NBA, NHL, college athletics. We talk world football. We talk anything and everything sports. So if you're new to the channel, again, all sports podcast. We also have some fantastic fan fights every once in a while. Sometimes they get our videos age restricted, but it's still, if it's good content, we like to do it. That's for sure. Oh, there it is, Grumpy. But today we have a lot to talk about, as it seems like on every single podcast. Every single podcast, we've got something to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about Lamar Jackson, right? Arthur Smith, head coach of the Falcons, said that they're absolutely examined the idea of trading for Lamar Jackson, but declined. We'll talk a little bit about the Lamar Jackson. We'll talk about the early impacts of Koeda Senga. Grumpy, first time pitching today with the ghost ball. We'll talk a little bit about Volpe and his performance for the Yanks so far early. We're going to talk about the NFL voting to now allow on-site gambling at the stadiums and the arenas. Holy crap. Tell me you couldn't see that one coming from a mile away. And also, NFL owners said that there will definitely be an international NFL division. They don't know whether it's going to be 2 years or 5 years or whenever, but there is definitely going to be an international division at some point of time or another for the NFL. Man, oh man, couldn't we see this coming? And we'll talk about the repercussions that it has. We're also going to talk about the NCAA Tournament, March Madness, some craziness in the Final Four and what the finals matchup looks like. We're going to talk a little bit also about a few MLB players losing their cool. And we've talked about this before. It's like they just don't understand that comes with the territory, ladies and gentlemen. Control yourself. You're an adult. That's just kind of what happens. You're going to have fans who heckle you. You got to control yourself.
But also, we're going to talk about Roger Goodell and what he said at the meetings, right?
Sure.
Because that's important.
I didn't get anything like that, but if you have something like that you want to cover, absolutely. Grumpy, do we see? I see somebody. Son X looks like he is in. Oh goodness, he's right now in the lobby. We're gonna have to invite him in.
Invite him in. Let's go, X.
Face reveal. Look at this, Grumpy. Look, it's
Son X. Hour has arrived.
There it is. We can all see Son X in all of his glory. Look at him right there. The magnificent Son X has joined us on today's show.
That's right. I'm here. I'm ready.
There it is. Welcome, Son X. The big face reveal today. We get to see your eye slits as well as your mouth. Look at this, X.
We were able to see his nose poking out from underneath the mask there.
A little bit of my nose poking out underneath the mask. That is right. That is right.
Oh, man. So we've got a lot to talk about today. And we're going to talk a little bit a little NHL, not too much, not all NHL, right? Because I know we got a lot of people who come over and listen to the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. We'll talk a little NHL because the playoffs are coming near and upon us. I know that Drew L is going to want to talk himself a little bit about the New York Knicks, who clinched a playoff spot.
Yep.
I do want to talk a little bit about MLB action to start, because this year I've been kind of juiced for some MLB action. Couldn't tell you why. I've been more excited for the MLB this season than I've been in the last probably 5 or 6 years. And, it could be a multitude of things. Now, it is worth us mentioning here, we had talked a little bit about the pitch clock. On opening day this year, the average game time was about 26 minutes less than what it was in 2022. So we've already started to see that with a shorter time period. I think it helps. It helps the game. It helps move things along, and it's more entertaining.
And there were a couple. Go ahead, X. Any comment on that, X? Well,
Just a pretty steep decline in the amount of time for games for sure. Definitely better for the sport, and I think you're going to see it drop even more than that.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. There were a couple of games that ran really long because they were really high scoring. Boston and Baltimore, and there was another one, Philadelphia and Texas, I believe, high scoring games, which kind of even skewed that higher. I think it's a great thing for Major League Baseball. I mean, the games are going by in a breeze, 2.5 hours tops for most of them, less than that. It reminds me of the olden days when I was a kid growing up, and you'd watch the game, and then you can go outside and play afterwards. So.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, right? I've enjoyed it for certain. I have. When things move a little quicker, for the casual fans, I think a lot of people enjoy it. But you're right. Sometimes, a 3.5, 4 hour long game. I mean, it's just really tough to devote 4 hours sometimes for some of these longer games, or when it comes to these pitching duels, or when, you've got a guy throwing back to first a million times and taking forever with his wind up. But, it just takes a long time, some of those games. And I think, to get more action and less kind of playing around, or less, meandering about, I think that allows for a better viewing experience. And it has done that, at least for me. And I think it's done that for just fans in general of the MLB.
I mean, you think about it, 5 hours for a game. At the end, your day is literally gone.
Yeah.
You spent your whole day watching a ball game, and it shouldn't be like that.
I agree. 100. X, let me ask you a question. With that thing covering your ears, are you able to hear us okay with your mask?
It's muffled noise. I'm reading lips right now. It's one of my superpowers.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay. There it is. With comes power.
If you want to take your mask off, feel free.
I like him with the mask on, to be honest.
Oh, wow. A lot of fans say that about you, TJ. They'd like you to wear a mask.
Maybe you need the mask. I can spread the love.
Well, let me ask you this, X. Is this because of WrestleMania that's going on, or like you're feeling like you've got some Rey Mysterio? Because, hold on, is that a Rey Mysterio mask? It kind of looks like one, is it not?
It's actually a little Nacho Libre mask.
No, is it really? Nacho Libre had like a light blue mask, if I recall. Light blue and red.
It was light blue and red. Yep. No, this is not a Nacho or a Rey Mysterio mask, or Mysterio. I don't know. Somebody called
it's not as cool.
Podcast for effing up his name. I don't know what Mysterio, Masterio. One of the two.
It's Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio. I love it. Oh man. But
so did you purchase that mask yourself, X?
No, you did, Grump.
Yeah, no kidding.
Why did you have to feel to add that in, Grumpy? What value do you think that added to the show?
I just want people to know that
the reason that you purchased it is the reason why we haven't seen his face for the last 2 months. It was because of you, Grumpy.
I wanted everyone to know that my children are deadbeats, and that they're still living off of me, pretty much.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
sure.
Well, if last time I checked, a lot of people wore the mask, not just me.
There it is. It's getting used around the neighborhood. The warden has a picture I hear with the mask on too. Grumpy.
The warden does. 10,000 likes. We'll throw up a picture of the warden with the mask on.
Yes, we're not putting that picture out there.
We absolutely are.
10,000 likes and we'll drop the plate video.
10,000 likes, we'll drop the photo.
Oh, there it is. Let's look at some comments here before we start getting, because there is something I'll tell you that Grumpy, I'll get you to weigh in on. And I don't know if Son X has seen it, but it's a viral clip we'll have to get your attention on, right, Grumpy? But let's look at a few comments here. Drew L says the Knicks just clinched a playoff spot. Right. Frank says, let's go Islanders. Drew L said, TJ, see you guys at 8 Eastern Standard Time. Also, TJ starts retweeting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not even close to being ready for the show. God, don't start, Drew. I'm trying to get. I had a whole bunch of things that lumped on my plate late that prevented me from being ready on time. Andrew said, "What took so long?" Son X putting on his makeup. Well, that and the mask did take a little long. It did take a little long to get us on the show altogether. Gungun said the Islanders will miss the playoff spot by one slim point. Let's discuss. No, we're making the postseason. I'd be shocked if we don't. We'll probably finish in 7th seed, and we're going to play Carolina. It's all but guaranteed. Carolina's the team we're going to play, and the Islanders are probably going to finish 7th. Is what I'd have to go out on leaning on.
I know we don't want to talk Islander hockey the whole show, but I'll just say, if you watch that game, do you feel comfortable with the Islanders playing Carolina in the first round of the playoffs?
Do you feel confident? I'd even argue. Do you feel confident about Carolina playing?
I mean, Sorokin's going to have to shut them out 4 times for the Islanders to advance.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, right? You got to shut them out 4 times.
James, I said Islanders out of gas. No, we just did. No. We were out of gas from the first drop of the puck until the last minute of the game, if that's the case. They played the doubleheader too, Carolina. We're not going to talk too much Islanders, but yeah, I mean, like both teams had just played the night before at 7 p.m.
We don't match up with Carolina.
True. Yeah.
I thought Pierre Engvall was great today. And here's the thing. Carolina, not a physical team at all.
Nope.
A lot of high-flying skating back and forth. That's his game. And he looked really good against them.
Yep.
I thought he and Pajot were probably the 2 best players on the ice for the Islanders today. But we don't, as I've been saying for you, we don't match up with Carolina. Carolina's just too much for the Islanders. Sorry.
Andrew L. said it's pronounced Kodai Senga. Okay, Kodai Senga. Sorry for butchering the name, as I always do.
Everyone should always give TJ the phonetic spelling of these names so he could get them kind of right.
Yeah, it'll help me. I promise you, it's going to help me. James F. said, TJ.
They'll give him the name, the pronunciation of the name, and that'll just completely ignore it for the next time he butchers the name again.
Yeah, it's kind of the running joke. James F. said, TJ, you got the video of the Carlos Stanton or Carlos Stanton. Man, Carlos Stanton is, I was going to say Carlos Stanton is how many, or Mike Stanton. I mean, how long ago did Mike Stanton come out with his name as Giancarlo? What was that, like almost 7-8 years ago?
A long time ago.
I was about to say, I think about the old Mike Stanton days. Giancarlo hit a Ted Williams type home run today. 3rd deck in center field.
No doubt about it.
He launched that thing.
458 feet, I think was what it was.
485.
485, okay.
Yeah, 485. I'll put that up on screen here because we could look at it. We can marvel at this. And Giancarlo Stanton's off to a hot start. A guy who struggled last year, to say the least. I mean, he hit 220. I think it's the worst batting average he's seen over an entire season. He did hit for power, but just couldn't hit for any sort of average. We'll go ahead and look at the Giancarlo Stanton bomb today.
Stanton, high drive into left center field. There it goes. See ya. A monster shot by Giancarlo Stanton.
Ooh, baby.
His issues the last couple of years have been injury related, mostly.
Was that Grumpy? Was that you're saying, Grumpy?
His issues the last couple of years have been mostly injury related.
Yeah. I mean, he's still built like a brick shit house, but, you know, you wonder, a guy like that, they all do something, and he's built like a freaking they're all built like they're on something, that's for certain. Giancarlo Stanton with a huge home run, and I mean a huge home run today, an absolute piss missile. I mean, like, just kills that ball. Watch it one more time and marvel at it.
Oh,
Ooh.
I mean, just no doubt about it.
Swinging that hard.
Yeah. Was it X?
It really doesn't even look like he's swinging that hard.
Don't have to swing that hard.
Not when the guys throw over 100 miles an hour, you don't.
Yep.
I mean, that wasn't even. I'm looking at how fast that was. 87 miles an hour, and he just caught him. Just sat back in the box. Just doom.
It's like belt high, just perfect pitch, just batting BP pitch, right? Not even.
Puts a meatball right down the center of the plate. But yeah, Giancarlo Stanton launches that thing. I do want to show you this. Now, I'm sure Grumpy has not seen this. We've got 2 different fan interactions on MLB games. So I know one of them, X, unfortunately ruined it. We were going to try to get Grumpy's live reaction.
I didn't see it though.
Can't all talk at once. But I'm sorry. Yeah, no worries. But okay, as long as Grumpy didn't see it, good. We do have another one I want to show him that I know he definitely has not seen. Grumpy, let me ask your opinion. What is your opinion about fans running on the field?
Don't do it. You get everything you deserve. You run out there on the field. You're not supposed to be out there.
Okay.
Know your role. Sit in the stands, eat your hot dogs, drink your Cokes, drink your beers, whatever you do. Don't go on the green stuff.
Only time it's acceptable on the court, on the field, anything like that, an upset, a big upset. Usually it's done in college. Big upset, fans run out there on the field. That's acceptable.
So both of you not in favor of running out on the field.
I want to give another example.
Sure.
If Godzilla starts crashing through the stadium, I think it's acceptable to get out of the stands if he's coming in your direction and go on the field. Other than that, don't do it.
Okay, we're going to show this. Now, I think there's one more exception we can add on to the list. It's this one we're going to see right here. I want your opinions. I'll let play once all the way through. I'll get your opinions on it. I just think it's a little harsh what we see happen here. We'll watch it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's proposing.
Boom!
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, that's wrong. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Why are you going out there on the field?
I'm sorry, that's wrong, guys.
Look at how long it took security to go out there.
I'll say one thing. You're going to see there are 32 teams in the NFL. One of them will contact that guy who just laid that hit.
Okay, come on, guys. I'm all for making sure people don't run around and do anything crazy. He's down on one knee proposing. Maybe we didn't have to tackle him. Maybe he's on a freaking knee. Maybe just go ahead and grab his arm behind his back. Holy shit.
That's a foreign tackle, though. That's a foreign tackle.
It was good.
He's entering concussion protocol, the guy from the Dodgers. Mookie Betts is entering concussion protocol out there in center field.
This is a home game for the Dodgers, I'm assuming?
Yes, and he's proposing to his girlfriend. And, here's the thing. They're warming up in between innings.
I think that was honestly.
Who's the photographer? Again, landscape mode, people.
Yeah, it's everybody does it on Snapchat. That's why they all do this portrait. Oh.
See, you know what I think? I think this was the Dodgers sending a message. They're like, we're willing to even drill and destroy our own fans. So definitely don't mess with our team. That's what it is right there.
I don't get this. I really don't. And I'll be honest with you. He has zero, and I mean zero pocket presence, this guy who's on one knee. If you've got a guy running at you, you should kind of feel that in your peripheral vision where it's like, I need to duck because this guy's not slowing down. He's going to truck me.
What you're saying, if this was Tua, he'd be out for 8 to 10 weeks?
For certain. Because I'll tell you one thing. That guy in the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, did enter concussion protocol absolutely after this hit.
He's fine.
I don't know, Grumpy. The way he's looking around, we'll watch in slow-mo.
See, you even see the shadow. This is where you really needed that landscape mode. He sees
oh my God. That is a form tackle.
That's a form tackle, man.
Neck snap. Let's see if his neck snaps.
That's what I want to see next.
For certain it does.
Oh!
Hold on a second.
Oh my God. Yes, it does.
He's concussed. Boom.
I don't think he's
concussed. My God. Oh.
No, his head
definitely does a little bounce off the ground.
Yeah.
His head does a bounce off his neck and then a bounce off the ground. He definitely, oh my God.
If that was
looks like his glasses, his ring definitely goes flying.
The ring is gone.
And he's trying to reach for it. You'll see here where he's like, that ring that I just spent my entire life savings on in this Dodgers game that I just shelled out $300 for. Oh no, I need to get, oh my God. He's like, my ring, the ring.
How old he is right now.
He forgot his name.
He forgot his girlfriend's name.
They're starting to cuff him up. Jesus Christ. I don't know. He's pointing right here. He's like, my ring, the ring I just spent my life savings on right there. Please let me get it.
I hope he gets his ring back. That's all I'm going to say. I hope he gets his ring back.
If he doesn't, I'd have an issue. I will tell you, it's okay. You shouldn't run out there on the field, but you should be able to handle different situations with different measures of force. Come on. One more time, just for good measure. Oh, God. He was so excited, too. He was so excited. Look at the smile on his face.
Woo! Who's he proposing to? We have no freaking idea.
I think
oh my God.
Not the security guard.
That's his other girlfriend who's like, hey, that's supposed to be my ring.
Well, no. What it actually was, I think he's proposing to this girl right here with the white shorts or the white pants.
Hello,
that they zoom in on her face.
Why is she filming it?
I don't know. She's filming it too, but he looks around.
Again, look at all the phones.
Yeah, people. All of them. Because everybody's putting on Snapchat.
Landscape mode.
Everybody puts it on Snapchat, Grumpy, and nobody thinks about YouTube. But here, I mean, This could be a multitude of things. This security guard could be stopping him from making the greatest mistake in his life. That could be a possibility. Or perhaps this is this security guard's ex, and he happens to notice this guy. He's hated him for a while. He's seen him on Instagram, and now this is just how dare he propose to his ex-girlfriend. I'm going to teach him a lesson.
I think you're right.
Boom! Oh, my God. The sunglasses, everything goes flying. Oh.
Okay, we've seen enough of this.
Yes.
We spent 4 hours on this guy getting tackled, and we're going to miss really important stuff, like the greed of the NFL.
Is that not important, Grumpy? You don't like that?
It's okay. It was entertaining the first 3 or 4 times. We did not need to see it for a 6th or 7th time. Unnecessary.
TJ, throw it up there one more time, please. I didn't get to see it.
I do want to show you this. Now, Grumpy did not see this, thank goodness. Now, this is another one of these fans. This is the one great thing about the MLB. The fan fights for the MLB, there's plentiful fan fights. And I will tell you this, because there's a lot of games. And also, there's a lot of interactions between fans and players. Now, what is the one rule that an MLB player should have regarding fans in the stands? What's the reaction they should have?
What do you think the reaction should be?
Ignore them.
Thank you. Ignore them. And if you have a hard time ignoring them, if you get under your skin, all you have to do is sit back. You know what? I make $30 million a year. You make $15 an hour.
It's the same thing. Who was it? Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa? I don't remember which one of the Bosa brothers, but arguing with that guy walking into the San Francisco game. It's like, what are you doing?
He was drunk. Now, this is a situation where a sober individual happens to pick a fight with a fan, Anthony Rendon. And now I've got a few takeaways from this. I'll let you watch the clip first, and then we'll talk about it. Because you need to listen to the volume on this one, because you can hear certain words with it.
What did you say? Yeah, you called me a bitch, huh? Yeah, you did. Listen, yeah, you did. Yeah, motherfucker. Calm down.
I don't know. Anthony Rendon. I'll let you watch it. Now, the first time I saw it, I thought it was a much more vicious try to swat at his face, but I'll let you watch it one more time here. It's pathetic, I think, by Anthony Rendon. Absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, I agree. You know what he should have said? Yo, you called me a bitch. As soon as he let go, bitch. That's what he should have said to him. Maybe he would climb into the stand and get a lawsuit going.
I was about to say,
you should have a lawsuit going. You can't do that to fans.
Okay, there should not be a okay.
There should be.
No, stop, millennial Gen Xers, stop. Because just because he grabs your shirt is not a freaking lawsuit.
When he goes, just because he's a shitty player and can't even hit the ball, goes ahead and swings at you like that and can't connect on a punch.
That doesn't mean you should sue him.
I would. Why not? Make a payday. Absolutely. Absolutely.
He should have kept his head in there. He should have got hit and goes, "Oh, my eyes!" Try to fix. I will tell you this: is there any wonder? The first takeaway I have is there any wonder with all the talent that the Los Angeles Angels have that they freaking amount to nothing year in, year out? You've got bozos like that. Anthony Rendon, freaking second game of the year, can't even control yourself. Second game of the year, can't control yourself. That's exactly what that is. I think about, look at the freaking disarray they have in that locker room.
Is that Ohtani behind him? Number 7.
Yeah, that's Ohtani giving that look where he's like
he's ready. He's ready to go apologize to the fan.
Well, because he should. Because what the hell are you doing? A fan called you a bitch. I'm going to reach in and grab him by there and say, yeah, you just called me an effing bitch. And I'm going to swing at his face. You know what, you piece of shit? Sit down there, swing at the bat. And every single game, I'd be freaking goddamn going after Anthony Rendon. Every single fan base should go ahead and heckle the shit out of him because he acts like a petulant child. That's just what comes with it. Right. Every single fan base is going to hear, every single player on every single sports team is going to hear something where they're, oh, you're bad. Oh, you don't play well. Oh, you're a bitch. Just keep playing. Tune the shit out. You don't think in the NBA they hear that? What, when they call somebody a bitch in the NBA, should he go up there in the stands and grab him over there and try to threaten you, throw a baseball at it or throw the basketball at his head? I'm just like, grow up, Anthony Rendon. Grow up.
Instead of grabbing him, he should have had a pithy comeback, something about his mother or his wife or his girlfriend or, you know, whatever. I mean, if you have to say something, you don't grab a guy. But it was unimportant. To me, again, don't involve yourself with the fans.
Yes.
You can hear it, just ignore it.
You're never going to get all of these fans to shut up because, right, what are they trying to do? They're trying to take you off their game, take you off your game so that their miserable Oakland Athletics could finish with a freaking win because it's so few and far between for that miserable freaking franchise, okay?
Hey, They were my favorite team as a kid growing up. The
It
old
doesn't matter.
Miserable freaking franchise. That's
They're a
right.
miserable franchise, and they're trying to do anything they can to will their team to victory. And if that's trying to take Anthony Rendon off his game by calling him a bitch and get him to react like this, that's what it takes. Because I don't think Rendon had a hit that game. That's for certain.
Nope. And he didn't even hit the fan. So 0 for 4.
Oh,
I'm just like, here's the thing. Should fans be heckling players? No, you probably shouldn't. Are they going to heckle players? Always. Always. That's been something that's happened since the beginning of time. You're not going to get fans not to heckle a player, especially in baseball. That's something that these
That's
have
every
dealt with
sport in
since
general.
high school. I mean, actually, you could tell us since high school, you'd get opposing fans that would heckle players. Even probably AAU travel baseball, you'd get fans that would heckle players out there in the field.
Yep.
You get freaking opposing benches. We want a pitch, not a belly itch. You get all that shit where they're just freaking heckling the players out there. It's part of the freaking game.
Ole Miss, I think, in college ball has like their student section, and they heckle the shit out of the players in the outfield all the time on the opposing team.
okay. You have.
I mean, I think that's the same thing in basketball too. College basketball, they do the same thing. Does that mean a player should just run up in the stands and go punch them, or attempt to punch them?
I mean, all the student sections ride the players in college basketball all the time. They come up with little things like Duke would come up with funny things to say about North Carolina
All the
players.
time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, I don't know. He grabbed him by the shirt. He's like, I wouldn't have taken that, first of all. I would not have taken that. I wouldn't have got close enough for some guy to grab me.
I would have called him a bitch right again to his face.
That's what I would have done.
You were just backing up the fact that this man should not sue him.
He shouldn't sue him.
Okay, you shouldn't sue for this. There's no contact.
That's
There's
not
no
a
injury.
suable offense.
If he punched a guy and connected if he punched a guy and connected with his face, yeah, sure, maybe you have a case, but nothing happened. He just grabbed him. He tried to intimidate the fan, which shows a lack of. Well, don't get me started. It just shows your head's not in the game, Anthony Rendon. You're not worried about what's going on the field. You're trying to go ahead and freaking mess with fans. Maybe pay attention more to what you're doing in the box, and you wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, X.
No, not X. I'm just
Not
saying
me.
Rendon. It's not X. Okay, you can't sue him, but if Rendon punched him in the face, sure, then you got a case. But it didn't happen. He just tried to go ahead and knock his hat off. But I'm just like, it's just a
Look at security, though. Just take a look at security, what they're doing over there.
They don't give a shit.
They don't care at all. I
Yeah.
guarantee you, if he laid hands on Rondon, though, they'd absolutely be jumping in on that shit.
For certain, they would.
They'd be like the Los Angeles security squad, decking the shit out of them in the stands.
Here's the thing. It's because those are the players that get paid tens of millions of dollars, and this is the fan that just comes in here.
That paid to watch is exactly what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. So hey, there's plenty other fans that are willing to pay to watch, but
He got paid to get intimidated.
Here's the thing. He'll be talking about that for the rest of his life, though. This Oakland Athletics fan, he's like, yeah, I got under Anthony Rendon's hand. I got under his skin, and he went and grabbed me like he was going to go ahead and punch me. Look at him.
He tried to swat at me.
Oh man,
He did try to swat at him, but the Oakland A's fan had the high ground, so very, very tough to reach him out.
So a few interactions with fans and players and just fans and security guards. Oh man, what a great opening week of baseball. That's for certain. Let's go ahead and look at some more comments. Anthony Rendon said also the video of the Marlins batter who struck out because he took too much time in the batter's box. Yeah, we've been seeing that a few times here.
Rafael Devers had the same thing happen.
The first one in history. James F says here, WrestleMania tonight.
It's the second night, right?
Second night.
Yep.
First night was a little, I thought, underwhelming. It just shows how the product has really gone downhill. To me, the best match was Charlotte Flair against some big girl.
I'll just say John Cena, massively bald.
Oh my gosh, terrible! And he's coloring his hair with Clairol's hair for women,
Dust or something.
just the same color. It's like no, you look at someone's hair. Everything is not the same color. You could tell he's been using Miss Clairol, and it's just like brown. I mean, like brown shoe polish brown. It's like it's a bad look. I don't know. He does not look good.
No, he should wear hats.
Oof. Hold on a second. Oof. They showed the back of his head.
Yes, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah. I think you looked at, but
You need to do something better with your hair if that's the way you're going to look.
wear a skull cap, something.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
And here's the thing. It's not even like, okay, it's short and it's bald. That's like after the comb over flopped down in front of his face.
This is what he looks like on a podcast.
Yeah, absolute horseshit. He's wearing a wig.
You think he's wearing some sort of toupee hairpiece?
Yeah.
I don't know. Look at his hair there. Look at his hair in the movies, and then look at his hair out there during WrestleMania. They say that's John Cena's hairline holding on. Is that what that one said above there?
Hold on a second. John Cena's hair, bro.
Just let it go, bro. It's over.
Oh man. Yeah. So that, I mean, like, oof. Yeah. I'll tell you. God almighty. The memes about his hairlines are just ridiculous.
It's bad, 'cause, like, what's the show? Peacekeeper? Is that what his character's name is on that Amazon show and in Suicide Squad? You look at his hair in that, he has a full head of hair. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
We've got no room to talk, Grumpy. You and I got no room to talk.
Why not?
TJ, you might have a better hairline than him. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh,
I'm not pretending like I have a full head of hair. Well,
do you think they CGI his hair on for those shows?
Yes.
No, but it'd be
They
like
must
fuzzy.
touch him up.
Maybe they just fuzz out his head, like if they don't get the rights to show him. Just they don't have the rights to show his natural hair, so they got to fuzz out his head.
They do only shots from underneath him.
Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with him not having a full head of hair, but you're right.
No,
he does need to just
embrace it.
Time.
Be who
Embrace
you
it is
are.
right.
Be like The Rock. Be like The Rock. Shave your freaking head bald.
Or like Kurt Angle did the same thing. He was going, you know what?
Andre Agassi. Get rid of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, it's just bad.
Yeah, that was the one thing I noticed. I was like,
look at it. Look at the little flippy flop in the front.
I even was watching with my buddy, and I said his hairpiece had to have fallen off. I said it's somewhere out there on the ring.
You know what? But you know what? The fans hate him. You know that. The kids like him. Everyone else over the age of 10 hates John Cena. And he had to come out. So what did they do to make sure he got a pop? He comes out with like 12 Make-A-Wish kids. And of course, he's wearing a hat at that time.
Yeah.
And he comes out with 12 Make-A-Wish kids. This is, these kids, and he shakes all their hands and says, thank you. Great. And then he comes down, and the first chant is, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. Because that's what it is. That's going to always, when I remember something about John Cena, it's not going to be that he was a good wrestler or anything, or a good talker. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks.
Cena's bald now. That's going to be the new chant.
Let me tell you something. He better not show up on TV tomorrow night because, notoriously the day after WrestleMania is like the most wild crowd, and they're vile. Everything, like they flip everything. So if Cena came out, it would be brutal for him. I hope he comes out. And I hope the fans come out and shave his head in the ring.
Goodness gracious. It's like when Trump and McMahon were going to have a wrestling fight to see who was going to shave their head, and Trump wound up winning, and he shaved McMahon's head. Yeah, that was a big one back in the day. Right. Drew L said Sunx's background looks like he just moved into a house, just like I bet Trevor Bauer's about to do. Yeah, he is. D-Cut says, lose the mask, X.
Yeah, X.
What is that?
Oh, faux Mysteria. That's good. X.
I mean, if there's a consensus, I will lose the mask tonight.
I
will say X looks a lot like Grumpy underneath that mask.
I do actually look like Grumpy. I do.
He actually looks more like my dad. He really looked like my dad when he was young.
Christopher C said,
Mysterio. That's a Mysterio.
XX. How do you say that?
I say Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
It's Mysterio.
James F said another loss. Yep. Hold on. Damn it. That was a close one. I disagree, Frank. It was not close. Islanders are frustrating me, says James F. I joined the club. I'm with you. No. Got to win Thursday and Saturday. When my daughter and I attend the game, I told her that the Flyers game is going to be crucial. Yeah, I think they're going to win. So you're going to
they'll lose to Tampa, and then they'll win the next 3 games and make the playoffs. That's what's going to happen. I don't have any faith in Pittsburgh right now. Pittsburgh, if Pittsburgh won out and Florida won out, they would both get the 2 wild card seats. Do you think that's happening?
No,
it's not. So don't worry, people. They're going to lose to Tampa, which I expect them to lose to Tampa. I expect them to lose tonight. But then I think we'll win the last 3 games and qualify for the final. For one of those 2 playoff spots.
What do you mean? Pittsburgh won tonight against the Flyers.
Who cares? They're going to lose. They're not going to win games. They're going to remember. They're going to remember that Tristan Jarry is in net at some point in time, and they're going to lose.
It looks like the Hurricanes will win the division. The Hurricanes won tonight. The Devils lost. I remember the Hurricanes are now going to be 3 points ahead of the Devils with a game in hand. the Hurricanes are going to win this division. That's fine. But it just means we're going to play the Hurricanes in the first round, probably in all likelihood. The Hurricanes or the Bruins. We saw how we matched up against the Hurricanes today. Not great. And I'm going to tell you one thing. It's not going to be good for the Bruins. We've played them a total of 7 times, those two teams, and have 1 win in 7 games against those two teams. Doesn't bode well for success. 0-3 against Boston. Was that excellent?
So you're confident that they're going to win?
Yes, I'm confident they're going to win. 0-3 against 0 wins, 3 losses against Boston, 1 win, 3 losses against Carolina. Not good.
We just don't match up with Carolina. Just don't.
Wickerman says, what are your opinions on Anthony Rendon? I'll tell you one thing. I considered dropping him for my fantasy baseball team. I'm not shitting you. I was like, what a bitch.
Trade him to me. Trade him to me instead of dropping him, okay?
I was considering dropping that asshole. I was seriously considering it.
So hold on. So you're worried about fan interaction on a fantasy baseball team. I just want to make sure I got it right.
Yes. I almost considered dropping Anthony Rendon. Dead ass, Grumpy. Joseph C said Son X doing his best Rey Mysterio impression. There it is, Joseph C. I agree. Paulo C says, guys, Pittsburgh is just 1 point behind us with a game in hand. Oh my God. No freaking way.
Yes, it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Florida is just 2 points behind us with a game in hand. And after Thursday, if we don't beat Tampa, we could be in 9th and out of the playoff spot. You want to know what would be the biggest collapse is if we were in the playoff spots and then find a way not to make the postseason because we go on a losing streak to end the season. That would be the worst case scenario. I could not imagine that.
Okay. You mean like the year that we got into the playoffs when COVID got us into the playoffs? You mean like that year?
Sure.
Okay.
COVID years were crazy for all sports.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Florida's not going to win out. Pittsburgh's not going to win out. We're going to lose to Tampa. And then we'll win the last 3 games. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Columbus, and Philadelphia, Montreal, and Washington. We'll beat those 3 teams.
Okay.
And then we'll make it. I still feel we're in the drive.
I feel we make it too. Joseph C says, Kodai Senga's forkball looked super nasty. Could be the Mets Tanaka. Marashio.
Masashiro. Oh, God, you didn't know his name. Masashiro Tanaka.
Tanaka. That's the only one I know today. Now, I do want to show you. It's the ghost pitch is what they call it. The ghost ball, I'm sorry, is what they call it.
I do want to
see it. It's going to take him a while. Don't expect them to be killing it. I mean, it's going to take them a while to get used to pitching in the MLB. That's all I'm going to say. This is a situation where they're playing the Marlins. Now, remember, the Marlins are not a great batting team. They've got ducks on the pond, bases loaded. You've got no outs, 27 pitches, so bases loaded. Now, this is a situation here. I'll let you watch it. 1-2 count. Let you watch this ghost ball here.
1-2 from Senga. And the bat goes flying. Gurriel strikes out, and Senga has a strikeout for his first out in the major leagues. 1-2 from Senga. And
what do you think about that pitch?
It's a good pitch. It's going to take the batters, let the batters see him a couple of times, and then it's a nice pitch. It's a nice pitch.
It's a nice pitch, man. Oh man, it comes back in and it just drops like that. It's a nice pitch. Good movement on it. Absolutely.
Remember, most major league batters have not seen him throw before.
I want to get X's opinion on this too. I want to get X's opinion on this too.
Yeah, it breaks and then it drops off the face of the planet. I think it's a really good pitch. I'm more impressed by the fact that guy just absolutely launched his bat. I think he was even so impressed by the pitch that he just couldn't even hold on his bat.
Oh, good gracious! So that was a nice pitch. He had a good debut. In the end, right? He surrendered some hits, but hey, in the end, good debut for Senga.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Mets, right, you have to be happy with how he performed today. I think it was 5 1/3 innings. I think is what he pitched today.
Yeah.
But you know what? First time in the rotation, no problem at all with that. Just got to keep it up.
Oof.
He'll have to make adjustments. The batters will learn him. Right now, they don't know him at all, so they have to learn him.
He did have quite a few strikeouts on the ghost ball. All on the ghost fork.
It's a nice breaking ball. It's a really nice breaking ball.
It's nasty. It is.
Yep.
I don't know what the speed was.
But remember, it's going to be the same thing as like the gyro ball when that came in. Like that was getting a whole bunch of people, and then they figured it out. They started killing it.
Daisuke Matsuzaka when he came in for Japan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now he had 8 strikeouts all on the Ghost forkball. Every single strikeout. That was a strikeout pitch.
We can't see it.
You got to scroll down a little bit.
Oh no, I was just showing you that was the stat.
Oh,
It's Jazz Chisholm Jr.
well, that's not a ghost ball.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that's what they're saying here. Ghost bat. I was hoping they could show they had one where we could show the slow-mo version. There's another one.
I don't know if it looks like he has as much control on the ball. I mean, that other one, it broke and then dropped, and then that last one he just threw just dropped.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Oof.
I think it's kind of a little bit left to chance, is what
You know, is some of it like a screwball type thing, another one's a curve. You know, a curve.
Look at this. Look at the glove.
Oh,
I do love the glove though. Can you guys see that image where it's a ghost holding like a fork?
pitchfork, yeah.
Oh, that's cute. I like it. Yeah, cute.
That's kind of I like that. I like that. So good first performance by Senga.
Yep.
Good Grump.
I agree. Got to be happy with first time out.
I do want to show you a little Anthony Volpe, Grump. He is popping up his rookie campaign for the Yanks. Snagging bases left and right, Volpe is, Grump.
Overrated.
You think he's overrated?
Yes. Every time he does so, oh, Anthony Volpe took a voluntary breath today.
It's because he's the hot new thing. That's why.
Okay.
Out now, 1-2 count on Rizzo. Going to third is Volpe, no throw. And going behind him is Torres, no throw. So
3
no
games,
steal.
3 stolen
That's the
bases.
third
Are you buying into the hype just quite yet?
He's fast. So you know what else was fast? Brett Gardner.
He's faster than Brett Gardner was.
Okay.
Ricky
Okay,
Henderson.
he steal bases when he gets on. The Corbin kid for Arizona does the same thing. He gets on base and he's at third.
Or who's the guy who played for back in the day? He played for was it the Angels maybe? The Hamilton kid who used to steal all of it.
Billy Hamilton.
Billy Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
You have to get on base consistently.
Here's the thing about Billy Hamilton: could never get on base. I mean, I will tell you this: the Yankees have Volpe as somebody they should be excited about long term.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say that he's not going to turn out. I'm just saying he's hyped everything he does. Oh, his first fly ball. Oh, his first base hit. Oh, his first stolen base. Oh, first time he got on base. I'm like, come on, stop.
Because he's popular.
Stop.
He's popular.
Stop.
It's because he plays shortstop, and they're comparing him to Jeter. That's
Yeah.
why.
He's the youngest Yankee to be up there since Jeter.
Well, I know.
Andrew L. said here, Lee was horrific today. The Wicker Man says the Islanders will finish 13th place, just enough to lose their first round pick in the trade. I don't know. You don't make that trade unless it puts you over the top. You don't make that just to make the playoffs.
Exactly. And here's the thing. They're not going to come in 13th. They're going to make the playoffs. I still feel confident they're going to make the playoffs. I don't know who Florida and Pittsburgh are playing down the stretch.
We talked about it yesterday, but we'll
Yeah,
talk a little about it on Wednesday.
I don't remember from day to day. I don't remember. But let's just say, I mean, I expected the Islanders to lose today. I expect them to lose Thursday. I thought we'd come out and play better today than we did yesterday. We don't match up with Carolina. I thought we came out and tried to play hard, but Carolina's just too fast for us. That's
Frank,
why Lee looks bad.
Frank said, yay, Grumpy Old Man gave props to Engvald. Engvald created the whole play and a great pass to my guy Pajot for the goal. I'm a huge Engvald fan. He just glides. Smart player, unlike Bailey. Stantonian is what he is. Bailey played, an egg was laid.
Yes.
Okay. I was cursing Lee out, says Frank. I even tried moving his bobblehead around for good luck, and nothing happened. I should break it instead.
No.
They ran
That'll
out
be
of gas after that Engvall or that John Gabriel Pajot goal. They were dominated even in the first
Even
period.
the first period, they were utterly dominated by Carolina. It was one of those where he gets the pass and Anderson's coming across. He goes back across the across the grain and hits like great shot, by the way. Upper 90 off the post and in. I mean, that's just a great shot.
Rob G said they ran out. Oh, I'm sorry. Tony G says Son X just implied Giancarlo Stanton is a heroin addict. Did you imply that, X?
Steroids.
No, steroids. No. They usually shoot the steroids in the
I was
butt.
going to say, if you're doing heroin, what are you hitting like in the wrist like that? I don't think you're hitting up there in the shoulder like you're giving.
I was doing like right here.
Steroids, those are butt shots, by the way.
Okay, well, I'm not going to stand up and show my ass and show me injecting a syringe in there. Or anything.
You showed your mask. What's the difference?
Oh, no.
Grumpy, if I'm not mistaken, this is the mask that you purchased. So you purchased gas masks? Okay.
Oh, my God. Son X with the Rey Mysterio mask. That's what I thought, too.
It's
Gotta love
it, baby.
Gotta love it. Bailey blows. He barely blends in. Islanders season is officially over. Wickerman. Yeah. We're not. I just want to read the comments. We're not talking too much Islanders today, just because it takes us off track. Wickerman says he put a good part of the bat on it, and boom, a fat pitch from Hardball. Does Grumpy remember a video game named Hardball?
I do not remember a video game called Hardball.
I don't.
Couldn't tell you either, unfortunately. Sorry.
Rollerball, I think what was that? A movie that you used to watch? Right?
Rollerball's great movie.
Wickerman said it's not wrong, TJ. It's what they're supposed to do. Talking about the security guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's doing his job.
The Dodgers fan video is like Ron Rivera whenever he's trying to marry a capable franchise quarterback. Oh God. And Gungun says, does anybody else put relish on their hot dog? Or did that stop being a preferred condiment after 1935? Why 1935? Was that when Heinz was created?
No.
A very specific year.
No. Relish was very popular when I was younger. I don't like any condiments on my hot dogs, but a lot of people like relish. I don't know about today. I have no idea.
Mayonnaise was also very popular when you were younger, Grump.
Why don't you go wear a mask?
You could go ahead and put that on your hot dogs, Grumpy. You could put mayo. Grumpy, what would a mayo hot dog sound like for you?
No one would eat that. No one would eat that.
Grumpy, come on. I've seen some people put mayo on pizza.
Okay, what's the next
like
comment?
mayo pizza, Grumpy.
Next comment.
Oh, the Wickerman says, TJ, he's an idiot for proposing on the field like that. If they let him do it, then everybody will do it. Make an example.
They probably should have tased him or shot him on the field. And that would absolutely, you come on the field, you get shot dead. No one would do it again. Risk reward. Is it worth it?
I think if you shot people dead on the field, you might have a lawsuit. I think X then could say,
it'll just be one lawsuit, and then no one will do it again. And just have guys with guns. Don't do it.
Just start mass genocide all the fans. There we go.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Don't do it.
I think the fan base.
Everyone's out there on the field.
If you shot the Dodgers fans, I think Dodger fans might not go to the game. They might boycott you.
No way.
What if a kid walks out there on the field?
That was bullshit.
Don't do it, kid.
I agree, Frank. That was BS. Thank you.
All it takes is him to open up his jersey, and then
Joseph C said that security guard has tackling strength from putting mayonnaise in his coffee.
Right there. The man gave him strength.
Just thinking about coffee makes me want to puke. I don't like coffee, and I don't like mayo. Ugh. No, thank you. Security guard Ray Lewis, his dumbass. Oh man, says true. And then Gungun says, I bet it's only a matter of time until one of these dildos that run onto the field get tackled, try to sue the team/stadium. I can't enjoy watching this team anymore. It frightens me. Maybe. That's a good point, Gungun. It's a sue happy culture, as we saw from Son X. Swatting at a hat makes it a sue happy culture.
Hey, no, he tried to swat at his face.
He touched his shirt. He touched my shirt. I'm going to sue you.
Okay. Well, I was going to say
the security guard, says Frank. There it is. There it is. Frank knows. Alexander says Senga looked really good today. He battled off. He battled after the first inning. There it is. John McManaman said that mask is so creepy, TJ. I'd prefer the cartoon picture.
It is pretty scary. It's nightmare fuel.
There it is.
It's nightmare fuel.
Me too, John, says Frank. Gungun says, does Son X work for the FBI? Is he in witness protection program? A pornographic actor? All three of these, I think, if we're gambling on it, have an equal possibility of being Son X. Why he has to remain anonymous. He's got to remain with his alias there. So,
I think I'm hearing the consensus. I might take the mask off at the end of the show.
You can take it off now if you want.
John McManaman, No, you can just keep it on, X. I kind of like it. Keep the mask on forever. John McGannon said, why the F is Josh Bailey on the ice this game and last game? He played this guy, and his soft play gives up a winning goal. Send that effort to Bridgeport or a hot dog salesman tonight. Anywhere but the Islanders. Ugh. Yikes, Bailey. Joseph C. said, you mean that all the dozens of Oakland Athletic fans that show up to a home game, just move them to Las Vegas already? Oh God. Damn. Sadly, that's enough for a settlement out of court. $25,000. Emotional damage, says
emotional damage.
Emotional. What is? Oh yeah,
emotional damage.
Anthony Rendon could countersue him. He called me a bitch. He damaged me. I'm going to charge. It won't turn out well for that guy.
Dry clean on his shirt though, because he wrinkled it all up.
Frank says X looks like a future kidnapper. Oh no!
Really?
John McMahon said X looks like a villain in a bad Adam Sandler movie.
Oh wow!
Oh, I like it. I like it. Tony Chi said, I don't know if I'd rather see what's going on in the way upper deck of Ring Central Coliseum. Oh, there it is.
I think that's Remember last year they had the people doing the nasty up there in the upper deck, if you remember.
I do remember that. That's right. Look at Tony Cheese in the freaking memory that DB defensive back Cooper has. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Rick. I did not understand what the hell he was thinking. Like, okay. John McManaman says Sun X should give his mask to my fantasy baseball team outfielders. They played this week like they were stealing money.
If you ever want to make a trade, contact me before you start dropping players.
Drew L says here, I agree, TJ actually has a better hairline than John Cena. I can't believe I'm saying that right now. Look at me, baby. I got one win in the hair column category. Let's go.
Move your head down like this for a second.
Here's the thing about no, it's not Cena-like. No.
Close.
Here's the thing, though. TJ's hair, there's subtleties and different colors to it. It's not just the Miss Clairol for men.
Yes, he definitely does.
Color. That's what makes it look so bad.
Yes, the dyed hair. It's like, ugh.
It's like it's so obvious that he's dipping. I mean, stop.
Oh, Tony Chi said we've never seen TJ's hair from that angle, so we can't agree with that statement, Drew.
You just did now.
Yeah, you got more hair on top than John Cena. And remember, his is meticulously placed before he goes out there too.
You're close.
You got meticulously place my hair too. John McManaman said, way too creepy with the mask. Just show your face. Oh, no. Goon says,
off. My face is coming out.
Oh, I hope your hair is not. There it is.
Sun X has been unveiled.
Yeah, this is it.
You know what Sun X
looks like? Hairline.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Tom a little bit from the Belmont Bunch. He looks like Tom from the Belmont Bunch. He's a podcaster. Do you remember who we met with?
He looks like my dad. That's who he looks like.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm itchy from that mask.
Goon says, TJ, why are you so confident the Islanders make the playoffs? They may win just one or two more games the rest of the way, if that much. I just feel confident.
I don't have any. For me, go ahead, TJ. You can answer that question. I'm sorry.
I feel confident. That's all. I just feel confident.
They've
got the best goalie in the world, and the goalie's going to steal him a game or two.
I feel that I just have more faith in the Islanders than I do Pittsburgh or Florida.
Sure, that too. Frank says poor Sun X's scalp is suffocating.
He was suffocating under that mask. That's right.
Drill said, listen, if Sun X wants to be a faux Mysteria, then let it be faux Mysteria. See, I was about to say, X, you should have done that, and that should have been the running gag for like a month or two, and then you said you're going to do the faux.
I was getting too itchy under that thing. I was dying to get out of it.
Well, what we could have done is have you wear it and then have Dog Z come over and grab the mask and yank it off your head.
Train him. Multiple months of training to teach him.
Yeah, these multiple months of training is right.
He's the most undisciplined animal I've ever seen.
You can't have that dog roll over or sit or
he
stop.
Can sit, he gives paw. Do not lie.
No.
He can spin too.
Unless there's food.
That's it. All he does is eat.
Well, that's how you get him to do stuff. Give him food.
Andrew L said, anything can happen. Oh, there it is. Frank says, look at Carolina's goal. For a goal against, they are amazing on paper. Yeah, they're great.
You know what? They're mighty good on the ice too.
Drew L said, bro, TJ, why would you drop anyone? You're literally destroying me. Hey, Gotta always be. Hey, it's not good enough just to beat the bad teams. You got to beat the good teams. Oh, what's up, Drew? Slam dunk. Joseph C says Gunther, Drew Mickle. Who is this?
McIntyre,
and Sheamus are having an amazing match right now.
See, I didn't even realize Sheamus was still wrestling.
Yeah, he's still there.
Extremely pale, Sheamus. Gungun says, who is or was more fan friendly, Rendon or Rocker? Ooh, what did Rocker do?
Oh, John Rocker. He just said he made comments in Sports Illustrated magazine. He never accosted anyone, though.
I thought you were talking about Kamar Rocker, the baseball player the Mets drafted and then didn't sign.
I think he's probably talking about John Rocker back in the day.
Okay, John Rocker. Gotcha. Man, oh man, hold on. I didn't even know. Is Kamar Rocker? Did he not even sign? He signed
somewhere.
He got drafted first, third overall in the 2022 MLB draft, but he's playing in like an independent league right now. What the hell?
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening with him. I predicted we would win one of the next two games. I'd rather win versus Tampa, and we will win. Okay. And how did he pitch for the Mets today? I thought he pitched well. Drew L says here something about Asian pitchers. They're freaking wizards. They put some magic spell on their pitches versus Americans who pitch with pure power.
Well, they're smaller generally. Japanese pitchers are smaller, so they can't, throw at that speed. But they are truly pitchers.
They're able to pick spots,
location, and then breaking balls. What they live on.
Yep.
And then
Frank says, hit the thumbs up. Good job by the Yanks. I love Volpe. He's faster than Brett Gardner. Paulo C. Grumpy.
What is wrong with Dobson giving the puck away and being soft on the breakaway? But luckily on both situations, Carolina didn't score. And Mayfield looks like he has cement blocks on his skates.
Could have traded.
I think Pulak looked pretty shitty today too. A lot of times you see Pulak and you think it's Dobson, but it's Pulak. Quite a few times I'm like, man, that's a bad play by Dobson. And then I look, oh gosh, it's 6, not 8.
Drew L said, Anthony Volpe is getting that Brock Purdy treatment.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Talk about a soft landing spot for a guy to start his career.
Oh, man. He better figure the F out. Hire Chara to be his personal coach. Oh, my God. John McManaman uses relish. Oh, relish. Well, let's look at the memes. I tell you one thing. Grumpy. Oh, I'll let you read that, Grump.
Grumpy, you're saying you like putting glizzies in your mouth. Disgusting. What the hell are glizzies?
That's why I was going to let him read it. Oh, good.
A glizzy is a hot dog.
Oh, yeah, I like hot dogs. Sabret hot dogs. I like them.
You heard it first. Grumpy is a glizzy guzzler.
Glizzy guzzler. Oh my God, that sounds like a Harry Potter curse. Now this is something Drew sent us. Now this was called a technical. I'll be honest with you. I guess the women's college tournament, they're much more protective of the players. I don't know. I'll let you watch. This was called a technical and ruled a technical on the court.
That critical possession for Iowa where both Sonano and Clark ended up called for their fourth. This was right after Sonano was called for a fourth, and here's the tee on Caitlin Clark. I mean,
she said nothing.
You have got to be kidding me.
No play.
So what she did, she was called
in this game should get a technical foul for that.
For what?
So that's their best player apparently.
She got the most points in the women's tournament.
So she threw the ball. So when she when she catches the ball, this was called a technical. This is freaking absurd. And when I watch stuff like that, it's like the freaking ref show. She gets the ball, boop, and knocks it out of bounds and goes, "I'm going to tee you up." I didn't like that you let the ball roll out and you put it out of bounds.
Why are women refereeing the sport? Isn't it bad enough already?
Gosh, Grumpy, stop.
I didn't even know they had a women's tournament.
Yeah, this is the finals today. This is the finals.
Freaking South Carolina won like all the time. Their basketball team was the best.
They were undefeated. They were undefeated, and they lost to this Iowa team. And that's why I was like, ooh.
She at number 22 had the most points in history for the women's tournament ever.
I did see later in the game, I did see a little highlight that one of the LSU players was doing after the game was, over, doing the John Cena, you can't see me thing.
Did she shave her head?
No, she didn't shave her head. But it's like, I wonder if that was a technical or not.
No. She apparently they did it earlier in the game. I don't know. There was some big beef with the college women's basketball thing. To be honest, I don't know any of the names. I don't pay attention enough to the sport. I couldn't accurately talk about it, but that was called a technical, and I was just like, man, Charmin soft. I'm like, why is that a technical? Come on, let them freaking play. Not on that stage you call it a technical. It's like when the umpire, when freaking JT Realmuto put his glove back and tilted his glove forward because I didn't like what he was doing or she was doing. I'm throwing you out, I'm ejecting you, or I'm giving you a technical. I'm like, why, oh, why are the refs and officials across all sports intervening and trying to make it about them? Sit back, freaking officiate the game, and freaking sit back and let the players do what they do. They don't come to watch you freaking throw technicals up or you to throw players out of the game. They come watch the players play. That's it. They come to occasionally watch Anthony Rendon grab a fan by the freaking shirt collar and try to knock his hat off. That's why the fans go there, not to watch the official and the ump screw the game up.
Okay, can I just say one thing?
Sure.
When you start talking about women's athletics, you just perpetuated that they should continue to have those sports.
Yeah, why not? I don't care. Well, let them play. I don't give a shit. Anyway.
I'm trying to learn how to do that dance, by the way.
No.
Okay, watch this. Here you go, Grumpy. This is when the Knicks. This one, Grumpy?
I can do that.
Wait, Grumpy.
You can do the gritty.
Grumpy.
You could do this one, Grumpy?
I can do. Oh, sure, I can do that one.
Let's see. Move your hands in the same way.
Hands and feet the same way, right?
No, let's not do that. You could do
now,
that.
This is the one I'm trying to do. I can't do that one.
The floss.
Yeah, it's too much. Like everything's going in different
You like
directions.
the little kid throwing up the little. He's doing the Griezmann that made popular by freaking Fortnite. Yep. He's doing the Griezmann. Oh God Almighty!
I don't know. I got to learn how to do that.
Drew is so happy that the Knicks made the postseason. He is so happy. I just wonder if he's going to be as happy when they have a first round exit.
Ouch.
I'm sorry. It's too easy. It's too easy. But Drew is happy, celebrating on cloud 9 today. Look at this one.
Oh, no, he's hot. Oh, no, he's hot.
All female viewers after seeing Son X's face. Oh, good gracious. Elijah, we traded you to Cleveland. Oh, God almighty. Yeah, he requested it. Yeah, Elijah Moore's got his own bag of issues. I'll tell you that much. Let's continue along here. Okay. Grumpy, you're saying, ugh, disgusting.
We already read that.
James F. said, I saw a baseball commercial of eating a hot dog, and I saw putting Fruit Loops on it. Ew.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw that as well. It's for all the different parks. It's like they had some advertisement for all the different kind of eats, and they had a whole bunch of different kinds of hot dogs and stuff. They just put the most random stuff on there.
Can we talk about the NFL, please?
Oh, my God. This actually looks delicious.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
This looks delicious. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I may be in love. I need to go to wherever the hell this is. This is called a
how about going to your kitchen?
It's hot dog, mac and cheese, crisp. I'm not about the crispy onions. Onions, Fruit Loops at the Cleveland Guardians. Only $11 for this masterpiece. Look at this. I'm all in. I'm all on board, ladies and gentlemen. I am all on board. Put some Fruit Loops.
How mac and cheese and Fruit Loops?
Hey, you know I already put hot dogs and mac and cheese. I've had plenty of times. Hot dogs and ramen.
Yeah, but the thing is, Fruit Loops.
There's a little sugary stuff in there.
Yeah,
little crunch.
Yep. Yep. And that's why they got the onions on there. Frank said, Devil's getting killed for nothing. Absolutely. Apex Legend says, Bum Horvat sucks. It's funny how Engvald, Lee, and Brock, even Palmieri, don't need Barzal to produce, but that overpaid Bum Horvat does. Lou sucks. 5-0. Winnipeg. Yeah. You know, Horvat. We'll talk more about that Wednesday, but you're right. Horvat's been playing like garbage. That's about the best way you can put it. Goon says, oh, shit. The color of the wall behind Sanex is the shade of remarkably similar to Grumpy's wall. What does that all mean? That does look like a similar shade to your guys' walls.
I don't know where he is because he's not in my house.
I'm not. I didn't know. I'm not.
He's in Grumpy's.
He's not in his house.
He's in my house.
Because I know the color of his walls. That's not it.
Hold on. Where are you right now, X?
Disclose location.
Okay, I was about to say, like, I saw that viewpoint. I'm like, this is not at all. I've only seen Son X's houses a few times. I'm like, this does not look at all like that.
My house, the next podcast, my house, you would look very different.
Drew L said, TJ, you know where I got my Zay Flowers evaluation? Wide receiver scouting guru Steve Smith. He thinks that Zay Flowers is going to be the best in this class.
I did see that as well.
It's funny. I want to pop this up. Steve Smith, dating back in the day, talked a little bit about Cooper Kupp. And when he talked about, he thought Cooper Kupp was going to be the best wide receiver in that year's draft class. And people laughed him off the stage. And this is him talking about it.
Said Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in his class. I love Cooper Kupp. I know you got Corey Davis. I got Cooper Kupp as number one. His cup's never empty. And the dude said that Steve Smith is an idiot.
Steve Smith, you're an idiot.
He said that Cooper Kupp was his wide receiver one.
Steve Smith knows nothing about wide receiver evaluation.
He was the most well-rounded wide receiver in the game. Oh, you got your top five. Kupp's your top. Kupp's my top guy. There's no route he can't run. As a rookie, I thought he was better than, I think it was Juju. And they said Steve Smith doesn't know anything. He's an idiot. You know what, man? I guess Steve might have knew a little bit about this game. A little bit.
I do like Steve Smith.
Okay, can I say something?
Sure.
Steve Smith is an idiot. He absolutely is. I know him. He is an idiot. But he knows. But I'm just talking about personally. He's an idiot. But
he knows wide receiver.
Absolutely knows wide receivers. Yeah. He's not an idiot about wide receivers.
I would hope he would know about wide receivers, seeing as he played the position for.
He's a jerk. He's a Class A jerk.
Oh, yeah.
He is a jerk. But here's the thing: he was never a physically gifted wideout. He was.
Yes, he was.
Fast as hell.
He was real. He's fast. He was in and out of his cuts. He was really good. He was a third-round pick only because of his size. That was it.
He was a tactician at running routes.
How about a
he was not a physical. Was that?
How about a tactician?
Tactician. Sure, Grumpy. You catch me on that? Sure. Tactician.
Mysterio, same thing.
Yeah. He was very, very technical while running his routes. He was not a guy. When I mean physically gifted, he was not a tall wideout. He was not a wideout who could go up there and high point balls better than corners. He was not big. I mean, like as a wide receiver, it helps when you're 6'4", 6'3", and you can move like that. There are guys much faster, much bigger than he was, but he was so clinical in his route running that it made him a really dangerous wideout. And the guy understands what it is to be a complete all-around wide receiver. So he definitely knows wide receiver valuations. Abso-freaking-lutely. You take anything he says it's like it's gold. So, Drew, if that's what he says there, I'm trusting him. Zay Flowers, number one wideout in this year's draft.
Do you think a team tries to pick up Steve Smith as potentially a wide receiver scout?
I don't think Steve Smith wants to do that. Steve Smith gets a cushy gig where he just comes on and he talks and he gets paid, hundreds of thousands of dollars plus just to come on and talk with no real obligation just to share his opinions. That's when you've made it.
He's working for NFL Network.
I know.
Yep.
I just didn't know if he would want to do that. I don't know if that pays more or anything.
It pays well, and it gives him a cushy gig to where it's not like he has to worry about being on the road, watching all. I mean, like he's got a cushy gig right now. I wouldn't change that. Paul O.C. Grumpy.
Florida schedule: Buffalo, Ottawa, and Florida, then at Washington, Toronto, Carolina,
in Florida.
You tell me you're not a danger.
The Buffalo and Ottawa are away. Washington, Toronto, Carolina at home in Florida. And you tell me we're not in danger. Now I'll give you Pittsburgh's schedule. Yeah, I'll tell you. Wow, 6-0 Winnipeg over the Devils. Yeah, remember everybody's saying, oh, man, that Devils win is so fantastic. Well, the Devils are not – they did a lot this year, but they've kind of peaked. I don't see them beating the Rangers. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. The Devils they are what they are. They're taking a huge bite off in 1 year. Do not expect them to be successful in the postseason. You're going to see them skid and lose a few games at the end of the year that they probably shouldn't, because they are a team that has a lot going on. And it's a lot in a short time frame. Rangers might even catch them for second. Yep. Frank says he does look like Tom from the Belmont Bunch. Thank you, Frank. I thought so too. Goon says, hello, Son X. You're goddamn good-looking man, is what he says. Drill said, I know last podcast Grumpy talked about lose failure completing. I think it's just getting started. Oh, God. John McManaman says, Son X, great unveiling. Better than the intro of the San Diego chicken hatching.
It's unveiling, not unveiling, just to let you know.
What is a San Diego chicken hatching? What is that?
The San Diego chicken.
Was that the mascot?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the San Diego chicken. Do you not remember the San Diego chicken?
I think you actually had a little ball.
I thought it was the Montreal Expos.
It was signed by him.
It was signed. That's when he was no longer the San Diego chicken. He was just the chicken. And he signed it for TJ when he was younger. And he's like, chicken. And he signed the ball for him. He's like, can I have that ball back, please? I'll give it to a deserving person.
You know what's funny? It was TJ's ball, and I remember it better than he did. It was the ones we used to throw at each other, TJ. It was that one.
I thought it was the Montreal Expos guy, but maybe not.
No.
Okay. We got here. I want to show you this. Now, we've talked about how Jalen Carter has the unbelievable bust potential written all over him. Multiple NFL teams have taken Georgia defensive tackle Jalen Carter, who was considered the best player in this class, off the top of their draft board, per NFL general manager Randy Moeller.
Means he'll probably be going outside the top 10.
Yes, that's exactly what that means. I heard that the Raiders, I think we talked about last time, definitely took him off the list. When you hear people like Dan Campbell said, I heard some very interesting things from former teammates. I'll just say interesting and leave it at that.
Yeah, it means they're not taking him at 6, but if he's available at 17 or wherever their second pick is, they might grab him there.
You want to talk about falling like a lead balloon.
I'm really curious as to what the interesting things are.
Me too.
We'll find out years down the road, unfortunately.
No, we won't.
Maybe might find out draft night.
Oh no, Nick D. Oh, get a little. Who the hell? Laramie Tunsil action going on. Nick D said, TJX Grumpy, how are you guys doing tonight? As soon as I saw 12 replaced Simon Holmstrom, I got agitated. Did any of you? Holmstrom sucks. They both suck.
They're basically the same guy. I'm not even upset because I didn't expect them to play well against Carolina. They're not doing anything that I haven't expected.
Yep. Tony G says, Son X looks like John Tavares.
Oh! Do you have Toronto Maple Leaf pajamas?
I gotta go get some and put them on, I guess.
Oh God. X, if he had some more stubble on his face, would look a little like John Tavares. Maybe that's why I've always hated him my entire life, Tony G. Maybe that explains things.
There you go.
Brock Lesnar gave OMAs the F5 in one.
OMAs.
OMAs. What the hell is that?
God. Why don't you just spell it out since you don't know how to pronounce it?
OMAS.
Okay. Omas.
What the hell is that?
OMAs. OMAs.
It's
a wrestler.
That's a wrestler's name. Omas.
Do you know what the F5 is?
It's Brock's move. It's big move. The little
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Okay. I thought Omas was just like a move. He gave OMAs, like he gave moves, and the F5. I didn't know.
Is the F5?
You could tell somebody doesn't watch any WWE, and that's me. Sorry, I'm not very well versed on that area. Drew L said, just like you slam dunked your fantasy football season by missing the playoffs. Oh man. Nick D said Vladislav Tretiak is aka Son X.
Oh, Tretiak. He got yanked in the second period.
That's not a bad comparison there, X. Goon said the ultimate gag. TJ, Son X, and Grumpy all look down at a ground in unison so we can compare the health of all three chaps' hair. I think Grumpy has a little less hair on top.
I do have a little bit. I have a lot less than both. Well, not a lot less than you, TJ, but a lot less than X.
True L said, gotta beat the bad teams. When I finished 10-3. Am I right, TJ? Oh God. I forgot. I went 0-2 against you and TJ in fantasy football.
2-0, not 0-2.
I'm sorry, 2-0. Even 0-2, Grumpy. I'm changing the narrative. Paul OC said, guys, Pittsburgh at Jersey, Minnesota in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at Detroit, Chicago in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh at Columbus. I will tell you one thing. Pittsburgh has the ability to win the last 3 games of the year. That is for certain. How do they do against the Devils in Minnesota will determine a lot. But they definitely have the ability to beat the last. Detroit's not good. Chicago's not good, and Columbus not good. They play 2 bottom 5 teams in the NHL the last 2 games of the year.
Well, we'll see.
I'm telling you guys, should have went to a robust kicker league. That's why I was the best in the regular season. Oh, God. Talking fantasy. James F. said, Son X, did you take off your mask or is that the mask?
No, I took off the mask.
Why did you wear the mask?
Why does he wear the mask?
That's the new mask. The women's college tournament was rigged. Tommy Shredder said, nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Charmin soft muscles. Charmin soft like TJ's muscles. God almighty, Drew. Paulo C. Grumpy, I'll let you read that. We're going to get to a few more comments here.
So looking at the schedule, it looks like Florida will be in for sure. And don't you give Pittsburgh at least 3 wins or maybe more? I'm telling you guys, if we don't beat Tampa, we're not beating Tampa. We won't make the playoffs, and we will make the playoffs.
I think we make the postseason. I feel confident about that.
I have zero faith in Pittsburgh's goaltending, just none.
Let's talk a little NFL action here.
Finally.
The NFL continues to embrace sports gambling. They had a vote. NFL owners vote to allow sports books to operate in stadiums on game days starting with the 2023 season. Man, oh man, what makes this sport any different than horse racing now?
Easier access for Calvin Ridley to get his bets in.
Oh, here's the thing, though. Let's say a player wanted to make a bet at one of those kiosks. They throw him out of the league for a year. Again, how much money do you think they're getting paid by letting that in stadiums?
And here's my thing. You're telling me that this sport is not rigged.
I mean, I just find it's comical how they try to sell themselves as being above board and, the anti-gambling thing, but they're in bed with gambling. We've been saying this for how long now?
Years.
They're just so hypocritical that it sickens me. It just sickens me. And we're going to have another few examples of that coming up in this show. The hypocrisy of the NFL through their meat shield and cuck, Roger Goodell.
Well, let's... Okay, I do want to talk about the last time UConn and San Diego State faced off in the NCAA tournament. Kemba Walker and Kawhi Leonard were on the court. I thought that was an interesting one. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. Florida Atlantic choked the game away towards the tail end. San Diego State was down. I mean, think about it. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, driving the basket, Florida Atlanta. They missed, and I'll let you watch it from here.
Taken on, and it's blocked. Pulled down by Minson. They have the one timeout. Are they going to take it or not? They don't have the scores on the floor. It's Butler with 2 seconds. He's got to put it up. And he wins it with the jumper.
Yeah. Okay. They didn't blow it there. They blew it in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game. They could not score a basket. They kept turning it over. Neither team wanted to win that game at the end. Kudos to that kid hitting that shot. San Diego State wouldn't even take a 3-point shot, drive the freaking basket, get fouled, go up by 3, you win the game. I can't even remember the last time, because I watched the end of that game when San Diego State even took a 3-point shot that's wide open, they wouldn't do it. That's not how they're built. They're going to get rolled by UConn tomorrow.
UConn.
Yeah, who did I say?
Go ahead, X.
I was saying I think UConn wins it all.
Yep. I think UConn is they're fantastic. They are battle tested, beat a lot of really good teams, and just killed them.
You got hot at the right time.
Yep.
Think about it. The last 3 times UConn has made it past the Sweet 16, they've been to the finals every single time. And if they win this one, it'll be the last 3 times they've made Sweet 16 appearances. They've won the NCAA tournament.
Good for them.
You talk about a clutch gene. UConn's got some clutch about them.
And 3 different coaches. I think they're 3 different coaches: Boeheim, Ollie, and now Hurley.
Yep, absolutely. What a freaking job by UConn.
They have that nice mix of young guys and veterans on that team.
Yep. That's what it is. You see the teams with the older guys on the team, those are the ones who have been going far.
And interesting, I did throw a little Duke thing in here just because I can. They have a number of players who are actually coming back who they thought were going to turn pro. Not the big guys, the super names, but auxiliary players who they say, you know what, yeah, I'm coming back, unfinished business. That helps them going into next year.
For certain it does. Anytime you got more veteran experience and guys who have, been there, knows kind of what it takes, they're going to play better. Tommy Shredder says Grumpy Old Man is not amused by Sun X's glizzy guzzler innuendo.
Glizzy guzzler.
Gungun says, has there even been a season where the Mets, Jets, and Islanders all choked at the very and either or at every at the very end and either fell short, just short, or squeaked in but shat the sheets?
Do you want me to read that?
Sure, Grumpy. Sure, Grumpy.
Has there ever been a season where the Mets, Jets, and Islanders all choked at the very end and either fell just short or did squeak in but shat the sheets? That's how you read a comment, by the way. You read the words that are actually printed.
Is that what I should do, Grumpy?
That's what you should do. And if there's a comma, you take a little bit of a pause and move on. If there's a period, you do a full stop.
Oh, really? That's how that should be done?
And you read it from top to bottom, left to right.
Okay,
you don't kind of just randomly pick words and try to meld it together and come up with your own thing.
I've been reading from right to left. That's the that's the problem. Now all of my reading issues have been solved. Thank you so much for that.
In the fire of TJ's brain.
There it is. Now I'm gonna be a master reader, Grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, Gungun, I'm sure there have been at some point in time in history. I'm sure there has been. That's, you know what? We should get Greg Prado probably has some information on that one in some book he's written. That he's the guy we need to ask on that one. Tommy Shredder says Grumpy Old Man is
already read that.
Read that one.
Okay, sorry. The look of disgust. Drew L said can't be disgusted as a hot dog. Can't be as disgusted as a hot dog crust on those Little Caesar pieces.
True. I thought it was the corn crust. That's what we were looking up.
Gungun says you're right. I finally have to admit Bo Horvat sucks the teat.
I disagree. He's playing with average Anders, and they had Casey Zizekas out there at the end.
Horvat was brought here to
he's not a creator.
Go ahead, X.
He's not a creator.
I was saying I think more so the trade sucked as opposed to the player.
Yep. We just had expectations for him based off what we traded and just haven't gotten that back. Tony Cheese says that hot dog is only missing ramen.
Hey, TJ. Ooh, yeah. Look, he licked his lips. Oh, my God.
How is it feasible that Son X has a slight Southern accent, but TJ does not?
Son X is like a freaking chameleon. He can blend in anywhere, honestly.
To hang around with.
And let me tell you something. He does a great New York accent. He will attack the warden and any of the warden's relatives whenever they speak in New York. X is like he's like a freaking
New York. There we go.
Yep, he's like a chameleon.
James F said, guys, tonight they got on the CMA or the Country Music Awards. Shania Twain dressed like she's in her 20s again. Put it on the screen. Oh God. I'll Gungun Grumpy. I'll let you read that as I pull up Shania Twain.
It would be a typical Islanders move if Barzell is finally cleared to start playing for the start of the playoffs and the Islanders opt not to qualify. He's not going to be ready to play. If he's just starting to skate now, and that's what they said, he did not skate today. Interesting. Shannon said he did not skate today, but he is supposed to, skate. He's ready to skate. There's no way he's going to be ready in a week and a half to play in the playoffs. No way.
To me, I would rather have him sit. I mean, you have no shot to win this year. I'd rather have him sit and get healthy for next season.
Look at that. Words of wisdom from Son X.
I know. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. I mean, I don't know if that was a decision by Lamar Jackson or a decision by Baltimore, but, I mean, he wasn't 100% ready to go, and he sat.
Ooh,
there's Shania Twain.
She's looking pretty good for how – she's no spring chicken,
No, she's not. She's getting up there in age, but still strutting her stuff. Gungun. Oh, I'm sorry. We already read that one. Joseph C. Grumpy.
Phil Fax just doomed the Islanders season. He tweeted that he bet $100 for the Islanders to make the playoffs to win $500.
God almighty.
Well, he'll win $500. He'll win it.
Drew L said, forgot to mention TJ. We just killed Cleveland without our second best player, aka Julius Randle. The Knicks would beat Cleveland or should beat Cleveland. Second round might be different. Oh, looky there. Drew's excited. Drew's getting excited about the Knicks. Gungun says, what was a stronger reveal? Geraldo opening Al Capone's vaults The 2022 NHL Reverse Retros or Sun X's natural face.
I'm going to say Sun X's natural face.
There we go.
Geraldo Al Capone was such a great ending. It was so anticlimactic.
That was nothing. The reverse retros was, we found out like a couple of days before, and then we mentioned it. But we've been stringing the Sun X thing for a while, right?
That's true.
So,
Tommy Shredder said the Islanders 87 points, 4 games remaining. Penguins 86 points, 5 games remaining. Panthers 85 points, 5 games remaining. Please assure me that we don't have a problem falling out of the playoffs.
We do not have a problem falling out of the playoffs.
I think we're going to make the postseason. Don't worry. Sleep well.
Here's the thing. Pittsburgh and Florida both have to have more points than us because we have more regulation and overtime wins. Florida is 1 game behind.
Do we really? I thought we had less regulation wins than those teams. It doesn't matter.
It's regulation and overtime wins, not shootout wins. We have 38. Pittsburgh has 37 and Florida has 37.
Okay. Frank's saying we're going to win on Thursday and Saturday. My daughter is huge. Good luck. That's for certain. Okay. Gungun says, has it ever been disclosed why Sun X was sheepish to show his face in the first place? Or is it best to just move on to the next comment? I don't know. It's just kind of joking around.
Yeah. Grumpy had this whole skit in mind, and we just kind of ran with it.
John McGannon said Sun X does look like Tretiak.
Bet you couldn't stop a puck to save his life, though.
I want to pull them up on screen here. Continue reading comments, please, Grumpy.
Okay, where are we? Okay, here we go.
So I know he doesn't pay any.
Sun X does look like Tretiak. Okay. Drew says FAU will be back next year in the tournament, but my gosh, they lost that game by a lack of fight and heart. The moment was too big.
I heard they had some players already opting into the transfer portal, some of their better players.
They gave up every defensive board known to mankind in the second half in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Absolutely. This loss was preventable too. Absolutely. Sometimes a team that just kind of, they realize where they're at and the moment gets a little bit too big. He does look like Tretiak.
A little bit. A little bit. He got his haircut. If he didn't get his haircut today, he would have looked almost identical.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh, look at Drew. I'll let you read that one, Grumpy.
You know what's a common thing amongst April Fool pranksters? They're masturbators.
There it is. Gungun says, is there any correlation between Sun X's unmasking and him acting more lively / interacting more? Question.
I think so.
Shania Twain exposing skin. Haram.
I think it's haram.
I think haram is like a Jewish thing. Haram, like celebration. Joseph C.
Shane McMahon came back to wrestle an impromptu match against The Miz and just blew his knee out in like 30 seconds. LOL.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
No more one and dones. Drew says here. I did see something about they're changing. I want to pull this up here. So we've got a few things I know Grumpy wanted to talk about here. Now this was you want to talk about.
No more WrestleMania comments because I'm going to watch it and I want to be surprised.
Yeah, no more WrestleMania comments.
Please.
Anyway, we've got here. Now this is something I want to talk about. NFL owners said there will be an international division via Fox Sporters. Fox
really? International division? Who said that?
I think you did, X.
That's right. I did say that. I knew it was coming.
It's just so dumb.
I just don't see how it works.
Dude, there's a ton of people overseas who want to watch football.
How does it work though?
Logistically.
The stadium's built.
Logistically.
When teams go over and play overseas, they play like shit. Because it's like I'm now waking up, even if you're a West Coast team, what is that, like an extra 11, 12 hours earlier, depending on where you're going to play?
Okay. It's the same thing when all these soccer teams from overseas come and play the international friendly games here. They sell out.
Oh, okay, but I'm talking about logistically. Those games are held at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Correct.
You can't.
All the teams that are going to come and play there are going to get their asses whooped, and every team that's international that flies over to the States will get their asses kicked. That's just how it's going to work.
It's a time difference thing.
You're going to have so many teams in that division, and it's like the international division is going to have to play themselves every game.
What
Like,
if
You're going to have so many teams in the
Well, that's
international.
what I was going to say. Is what if they have two divisions and then they face off in like the Super Bowl?
The NFC, the AFC, and they're going to have two different conferences that are all international. It's just a lot of legwork. What are you going to add another 32 teams?
that's what they'd have to do, right? You should have
64 NFL teams. What a fucking joke that would be.
so you're going to have a World Football League and the NFL. That's what I mean. What else? Now they mentioned something about being, Mexico City. Okay, how many times does that have to fail before we say no to Mexico City?
It's much more popular in Europe than it is in Mexico.
But here's the thing: you can do it in Mexico because the time difference doesn't matter there. But it's like a 6-hour time difference.
At least.
I mean,
that's
and
the
if
East
it's
Coast.
a West Coast team, it's a 9-hour time difference.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know how it works logistically. That's my issue. These greedy pigs at the trough, absolutely, I have no doubt they want to do that. I just don't see how it works for the product.
It's not going to be as good. Well, I mean, did you enjoy? Let's ask this question. Did you enjoy watching the Patriots back in the day when Brady and Gronk were playing those games overseas in England?
I was asleep. I didn't see those games because they start at 9:00 in the morning.
Maybe you should have got your ass up earlier.
And I'm sure that those are only like on a special feed, so you got to pay extra for those games too. I'm just telling you the way it is. The greedy pigs, they disgust me.
I'm telling you, it is a problem. It is a freaking problem for this to happen. It just is. I don't think it's going to be successful, and I think it's going to be way too much to buy it off, and I think the product will suffer because the top-tier players, now you're going to say I need 64 teams. The sad truth of it is there's not 64 quarterbacks that are of NFL quality. You're going to see a lot of teams. You're going to see there's about 10 teams have good quarterbacks, and everybody else has shitty Jimmy Garoppolos or Daniel Joneses. So the quality of play is going to be hard to watch.
I mean, unless they made it a separate league like they have the XFL here and they just have it over there and they just play each other.
No, they want to make it to where it all joins together.
I mean, I would say if your logistics question, if they did make it a separate league over there that was still underneath the affiliate of the NFL, I think that could work.
They're not. They're going to want
the same thing as how they did soccer here. I mean, soccer was way bigger over there, and then they built the MLS here, and the MLS is obviously working. It's growing. They have expansion teams all the time. Every year there's a new expansion team.
It'd be like saying, hey, MLS, now you're going to start playing the teams in Europe on a consistent.
Well, that's what I was saying is they separate it and they keep it separate in its own league. It would just become the European Football League or something like that.
Yeah, I don't see how this is successful. I just don't. They've got a lot of money they can pour into it. It's just it's a really big ask, I think.
And you ever notice those games? It looks like the lighting in those stadiums is not good enough. It always seems like it's dark, like it's being played in the old Tampa Bay Stadium for baseball.
I'm just confused on how that is.
Field.
Whenever they have the soccer games there, they look fine, even if they're night games.
I don't know. Maybe it just looks dark. Every one of those games looks dark.
Okay.
I don't know. Joseph C says, sorry, Grumpo Man, didn't know, but no more spoilers. Drew L said, I'd love it if the NFL expands to Japan, low-key. I'm actually considering moving there for language school and to possibly live there full-time, depending on how language school goes. Good luck, Drew L. That could be fun. There you go. You'll be able to get the full-on scouting report on the Japanese players. Greg Prado, Grumpy, says, hello. This is a very strong and memorable episode with the Sun X face reveal. TJ, I sent you a brief clip via Twitter from the show last night, which is Grumpy at his strongest. Oh, no.
You know, I've decided to get angry again. I've been trying to be nice, but I've decided to get angry again.
Oh, gosh. Grumpy, I'll let you read this one here.
We need to start a GoFundMe to purchase a wall picture of Sun X.
This is my house. This is not my house.
Yeah, it's not Sun X's house.
Oh, God. Tommy Shedder said, do we have any stats on stolen bases so far now that the MLB made the bases bigger?
There are more stolen bases. I couldn't tell you how many, but there are definitely more stolen bases now.
Yeah, we're going to have to get that. We'll get more information and news on it. I have not pulled up through the first 3 or 4 games, but I'm sure stolen bases are on the rise. We'll keep an eye out for it, though.
Bridgeport sucks. Bridgeport sucks. He's been the leader of a suck squad for years and years and years.
Oh. Watch it one more time.
What was he the leader of?
Hold on. I maxed the hell out of your guys' volume. Hold on. Just be quiet for 12 seconds. I'll let you respond because your voice is going to come in loud.
Such a good job.
Bridgeport sucks. Bridgeport sucks. Bridgeport sucks. He's been the leader of a suck squad for years and years and years.
Bridgeport sucks, Grumpy says.
I forgot I even said that, but it's true. It's damn true.
Oh, God almighty. That's a good one. Thank you there, Greg. Thanks for sending that to us. The NFL Red Zone is going to be weird, though, if the NFL goes international. Yeah, and you talk about fantasy sports, too. It means I have to, I got to wake up at 9 every single day, or I got to wake up at the crack ass of dawn if I'm living on the West Coast to make sure the guys didn't rule out. Was that?
It's ass crack, not crack ass.
The crack ass, the ass crack of dawn. Anyway, I got to wake up early. Kyle Pitts scored his one and only touchdown in England.
Well, he's on my dynasty league team, so maybe I hope that he plays over there all the time because he's been a bust for me so far.
Goon says here the next Jets season could be akin to the 97-98 season. 97, they just missed the playoffs, and next year Testaverde rose from the dead and they were good. Will 2022-23 be a repeat or smell like feet?
When they get Aaron Rodgers, I think that they will make the playoffs.
I agree.
I just feel that. They're honestly a quarterback away from being a playoff team. Their defense will not be as good next year as it was last year. It won't, but their offense is going to be much, much better. Much better. Their quarterbacks were disastrous last year. You got a guy who won the MVP, not last year, but the 2 previous years, he won the MVP. And you don't think that he's going to make them better?
They won 2. Hold on. Rodgers won 2 MVPs in a row?
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
He certainly didn't deserve the last one. That Brady should have won that one. But
they were against Brady. That was it.
Yeah. But that being said, he had the thumb injury all year last year, and he's going to be motivated to play well leaving Green Bay. Like I said, I could see him win a Super Bowl. I really could.
And we can swing this into another segment if you want. I remember another player that won an MVP trophy who plays for Baltimore. And I heard some news about him or related to him.
Oh, God. We don't need to be bringing that crap up right now. I want to let's get caught up on the comments before we bring up that Lamar Jackson.
You are just blowing. You better talk about the damn Roger Goodell thing today.
What do you want to talk about Roger Goodell? Here comes money, saying Andrew L. What do you want to talk about? Go ahead and introduce Roger Goodell. What do you want to talk about him for, Grumpy?
Okay, Roger Goodell, he did his little fan speak thing, right? Like he likes to do at the meetings. The NFL is looking into ways to provide top matchups for its fans on Thursday Night Football. I have to ask you, why would they be wanting to do that? Why would they want to improve the product?
So bad last year.
But why would they why would they make this push to improve the product for Thursday Night Football?
Because they want to have 2 Thursday night games. They want to have if they want to get paid big time from Amazon. So they're going to try to have 2 Thursday night games.
They're going to be 1 Thursday night game. What they're going to do is, and the reason is because Amazon paid $1.3 billion for that Thursday night package.
Well, the games last year were so bad
they're always bad.
They were pissed.
They're always bad on Thursday nights because the guys are only getting 3 days rest in between games.
Less game prep, less rest time equals a shittier product on the field. And I think they did say that you could play more than one. Your team now can play more than 1 Thursday night game.
This is what it said. After it was announced that NFL teams can play in 2 Thursday night football games a season instead of 1, Patrick Mahomes tweeted his disdain, something that Goodell addressed. He goes, I don't think we're putting Amazon over our players. There's lie number 1. That's lie number 1 for the NFL's cuck. The data doesn't show a higher injury rate. There's lie number 2. Yeah, maybe all Sunday games and 1 Thursday night game. Correct. Then he says, I hear from players who also love the 10 days after the Thursday game. It's like a mini bye. There's lie number 3. Okay? Unless he's just talking to kickers, punters, and long snappers or third-string quarterbacks, he's full of shit. He's just a flat-out liar. You're telling me that players come up and they love playing Sunday and then Thursday? I've never heard a player say that. Not a one. He's a lying piece of shit dust. He sits there in a corner and he watches the 2 NFL teams play. His team and some random team. He's a cuck. That's what he is. He's an NFL cuck. That's what he is. John Mara, owner of the New York Giants, in his defense, said that it's abusive after they discussed at the league meeting. It's going to be tabled until May. So, in other words, they didn't have the votes for that. That's what it come down to. They didn't have the votes to pass that. What teams do you think they're going to put on Thursdays?
All the good teams.
Kansas City, Buffalo,
Bengals,
Cincinnati, the Jets, Miami,
Vikings,
Chargers, 49ers.
All
Vikings.
the good teams. Yeah, sure. Vikings.
Teams
All
that-
the good teams.
That's right. Because Amazon's pissed off that they have shit games on Thursday nights, and they're like, you better get us better product.
We're not getting enough viewership. We're not getting enough viewership is as simple as what it comes down to. We paid a shit ton of money. We're not getting enough of viewership because you're putting shitty games out there on Thursday. Give us the best. Give us the Sunday night quality games on Thursday night.
Jeff Bezos is pissed off.
I don't blame them, right? They put a lot of money in that. They're going to be
the Monday night games on Thursday. But I don't care what they do and what teams they put out there. The product sucks on Thursday because the guys are not prepared.
Yep.
It's not enough time to prepare for your next opponent and to heal your body for another game.
I agree. D-Cut says here, X looks like a young Ron Livingston from Office Space, where he played Peter Gibbons. I got that pulled up here, and I'll let you be the judge.
Look at that. That does look a little better X if X shaved more.
There it is. D-Cut, that's a good one. There it is. D-Cut, that's a good one. Drew L said, believe it or not, there actually is a Japanese American football team that plays the Ivy League All-Star teams each year.
I bet they lose every year too.
Huh. Tonight's loss was provided more Isles misery to D-Cut. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, Mr. Goon took 90 minutes to calm down, so I wisely avoided the show until now. Oh, gosh. So let's talk about Grumpy's favorite fat ass in football. Yes, let's talk about Mekhi Becton. He's popping up in the news once again. Who doesn't love some Mekhi Becton news, Grumpy? Now,
now this is another surprise.
I like giving surprises. It says, awesome. Jets Mekhi Becton, who weighed 400 pounds a couple of years ago, has transformed his body and slimmed down to about 350 pounds after some hard work. Mekhi Becton still has the potential to be a star tackle in the NFL with the right mindset. Looky there, Grumpy.
So that's a Photoshop photo.
Stop. There's no way that's 350 on the left and 400 on the right. No way.
He looks like he's maybe 310, 305 on the left. He's no 350.
He doesn't even look that much. How tall is he?
He's like 6'8", 6'9". He's huge.
Okay. So maybe 300. And the other picture on the right, that's $5 bills.
It's at least 420, 430. At least.
They had to load him up in the bed of a truck.
I mean,
drive him around during practice.
It's not like you can just have him weigh himself on a scale. They got to take it down to some weigh station somewhere and offload him off the back of a flatbed truck.
Well, I do have a video of Mekhi Becton boxing recently. I'll let you watch this. No, this is not obviously Mekhi Becton. This is a fight between Kellen Hurd, an ex-NFLer. He walked into a boxing gym claiming he could take out 10 Mexican boxers. So they gave him one. He got in a ring. I'll let you watch.
Those Mexican boxers are tough guys.
He's letting him wear himself out.
He hasn't taken a punch yet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Knock him out. Look at this.
Hold on.
He got his ass.
He popped his damn headgear off. Look.
His headgear was barely fitting on to begin with.
He popped it right off his head.
Look at there. Bop, bop. Oh my God.
Let me tell you something. Those Mexican fighters are tough as shit.
He was
Yeah,
loaded
they're all
in. I
really
mean, he connected on a few big
He's blocking
blows.
the guy's blocking everything. He's blocking everything with his hands. He didn't hit him with a clean punch.
Oh, I don't know about that. He
And
punched
he's just
through the hand.
turtling up. Look at this.
Oh.
Boom.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh,
Run away. Look at no,
Shit's up his nose.
stop.
He popped his damn headgear off.
I figure you get a little enjoyment out of that. Now, this is something. Now, ESPN sources, as the NBA and the NBA PA pursue a new CBA ahead of tonight's opt-out deadline, a deal wouldn't include a change in the minimum draft age rule, ending the one-and-done era. High school players will still need to wait a full year beyond graduation to enter future drafts. So fans are a little upset about this. Fans want the one and done to be gone, where they could just go straight to the NBA. They're going to keep that still in the rules.
Good. Not every kid is ready to go play in the NBA at 18. Some are. The vast majority are not.
I agree.
I mean, I think what you saw, I'm happy the NIL deals came about because you saw a lot of basketball players, especially, go overseas and play for the year as opposed to stay and play in the NCAA because they wanted the money.
Well, they can do that anyway, as long as they're not going to play college. They can go play overseas for a year.
But that's what I was saying is like why, like LaMelo Ball, for instance, he's like, why would I go play in college for free when I know that I'm good enough to play and I can make money going and play overseas?
But now with the NIL deal, you're right. They can make money, probably more money here in the U.S. than playing foreign, and you could still go ahead and play against the top competition here.
Yeah, I mean, I think his contract was like 100 or a couple $100K, maybe 100K playing overseas. And I mean, a talent like him, if you see it in football and you see it in basketball too, I mean, they're making like millions of dollars already coming out of high school.
Sure.
I'm going back to the Mekhi Becton thing because I just can't help myself. I am disappointed we still don't have that video of him going to McDonald's.
Jesus Christ. It's done. Sorry. That video has been wiped off the internet, Grumpy.
That has not been wiped off the internet. Every time we talk about him, we need to show that as the precursor.
I don't think I've seen the video of him going to McDonald's.
Stop, X. Don't even feed this.
I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I don't think I've seen
it on the show tonight, but I do want him to see that video.
I do want to see it.
That's been a lot of searching for me. Thanks for plopping out on the lap here.
Just type it on YouTube, Mekhi Becton McDonald's.
Well, it's not actually him.
Not actually Mekhi Becton.
I thought it was actually him.
No, it looks like him.
Stop. Okay. Grumpy, keep reading, please. No, D-cut, Grumpy.
TJ will now use the Peter Gibbons reference and never give D-cut credit for it.
Oh, there it is.
Where D-Cut said that he was Ron Livingston who played Peter Gibbons in Office Space.
D-Cut, you deserve the credit. Drew L. Grumpy.
I call that Photoshop is as effective as Instagram models trying not to look fat and catfish their fans. You ever see that?
Oof.
They take pictures like from the space station somewhere and they shoot down like this. And they look up like this and they got somebody pulling their cheeks back. And they're like, oh, look how young and beautiful I am. No, stop. And they put like a little fuzz thing around it too.
You're good, Grumpy.
Possible stick for SunX. Start each show wearing the mask, then take it off midway through. Thoughts or concerns? I don't think he'll wear the mask again.
Yeah.
I mean, if the people want me to wear the mask, I can wear the mask. It doesn't matter to me.
Why did you wear the mask?
It itches, though. I'll say that.
Here's the crummy thing. There are so many fights in McDonald's. It's not like I could just Google search fight in McDonald's and it will pull something up.
Okay, you don't have to pull it up. I thought it was legitimately him doing
you have to pull it up. At some point, I definitely want to pull it up because it's absolutely freaking hilarious and it is Mekhi Becton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drell said, TJ, I sent you the Bridgeport Sucks video. Hold on. He sent it with a little bit better audio. Let me pop this up on screen here. Thank you there, Drew. And thank you, Greg, for both of these. I was about to say, I wasn't even aware of this. That Grumpy went off like this off the rails.
Bridgeport sucks. Bridgeport sucks. Bridgeport sucks. He's been the leader of a suck squad for years and years and years.
There
Look
it
at
is.
his eyes on Grumpy.
You you want to know why you say things 3 times? Like, you ever notice cartoons? Whenever they do something, they do it 3 times. It's so this way everyone gets it. That third, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Bridgeport sucks. I want everyone to know that.
Okay, look at this. This is nuts here. Joseph C. sent this to us here. The number of league-wide stolen bases through the first 4 days of the season, 29 in 2022 and 70 already for 2023. Stolen bases are going to be on the rise.
You're going to see the scores of the games go up significantly as well.
The one thing – go ahead, Grump.
I'm going to tell you, my fantasy team has 0 stolen bases. 0.
Damn.
Okay, your fantasy
I
team.
even drafted guys to steal bases. They're just not doing it. Sorry.
I will tell you, I've always mentioned it may affect all-time stolen base leaders. That's all I'm going to say. When you go ahead and have the bases bigger, you're going to see a lot more stolen bases.
But my thing is, you can't really compare the two, though.
People will try, though.
You can't. I mean, it would be like, oh, if they made the net in hockey like 40 feet wider, it's like, oh, well, I mean, can you compare the two? And somebody just puts up a ton of goals.
Charles Wang had, they were talking about making the net bigger, which is always a mistake or whatever. I remember Charles Wang said, well, why don't we just get a sumo wrestler and put him in front of him?
I do remember that.
Yeah. Those are the glory days for the
Islanders history.
Yeah.
He got himself a book, Hockey for Dummies. That's the way for an owner to learn about the sport.
Jeez.
It's good usually when you buy an owner or you buy a team and a franchise, but you don't know anything about the sport. That's usually pretty good.
But here's the thing. That book was written by Lou Lamoriello.
Hold on. Here we go, Grumpy. Tony Cheese.
Laugh my ass off. Throw that video so we can have a look-see at it. Grump showing his age.
Oh, man. He is. He
Little
definitely is.
do.
Grumpy Goon Goon.
Lando Calrissian have done more to warn Han and help the others? What do you think, X?
Yeah, because I think he actually in the movie, I think he was a bad guy, but then he became a good guy.
He wasn't a bad guy.
He like sold him out.
Well, yeah, because you know what? He's protecting his own ass, and that's what those guys did. That's what Han Solo was all about. If you remember in the first movie, they were space pirates, right?
Yeah.
So, Darth Vader comes down with the freaking empire, the whole, the whole empire there. And he comes down and says, yeah, this is what's going to happen. It's like, okay, cool, bro. Whatever you say. Yeah, I'm not warning his ass because if he gets away, it's going to be your chance. They can take it out on you. Nope, sorry.
Hey, that's about to say. No complaints. Got a comment here from Drew L. Grumpy.
Grumpy, you need to be grumpy more often. That's when the clips are at their best.
I agree.
I agree with that too.
I'm glad to take the kid gloves off. Not necessarily, well, on this show I do a little bit, but certainly on the Islander show. I'm just sick.
We need you to get animated, Grump.
Got to get angry.
You gotta get angry.
There it is. Got a comment here from D Cut Grumpy.
Did the warden comb Son X's hair for the show? It looks too neat.
No, I'm shocked it stayed neat underneath the mask, to be honest. Yeah. I kind of just moved it over with my hands.
Son X has the ability to do things with his hair. D-Cut is also follically challenged, a.k.a. bald. So he's jealous of your hair techniques, X.
Thank you.
We'll continue watching here. Drew L. Grumpy. I'm sorry. We'll continue with comments.
Baseball is a fun sport to watch again. I'm so happy. Me too. I'm going to buy the MLB package. I decided today.
Is the warden? No.
I mentioned it in front of her. She just went upstairs.
Wow. She's packing her bags.
She's ready to leave.
Her bags are packed. She's ready to go.
Grumpy next.
Leaving on a jet plane. Not going to watch the MLB again. Okay. D-Cut says, we need a full NFL draft preview show in a few weeks, gents. We will do that. We will do some type of preview show.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely we will. Got a comment here also from Drew L.
So, TJ, was I supposed to only draft like 2 starting pitchers and then draft relievers the rest of the time? No, Drew. Well, there's many ways to do it, Drew.
Yes. Many ways to win.
Yeah.
Many ways to win. I'm going to laugh my ass off. The Sex Squad. D-Cut, Grumpy.
New Netflix documentary coming in a few weeks. I think it's actually already out. Waco, The Aftermath. Any interest?
It is.
Absolutely. I've watched things on Waco before, and I'm interested to see this one. Hopefully, it's a true documentary and not something where, they want to sell some point of view, which is what documentaries have become in the last 10 years.
Yes.
Policy says, guys, Toronto didn't do us much of a favor by losing to Detroit at home. Now Tampa remains just 4 points behind them, so they will want to beat us on Thursday. Tampa Bay's in playoff form right now. They've ramped it up the last week. They know what it takes. They're going to annihilate us. Well, maybe not annihilate us like they did last.
It's a home game at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be closer. I think we'll play them a little bit tougher, but at the end of the day, we're not beating Tampa. Sorry.
I agree with that. It is going to be tough to beat Tampa. They're a good team. You're right. They are in playoff form here. Drew L. Grumpy.
We need Grumpy to go Sammy Classic Sonics fan angry mode.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tony Cheese.
The warden says, because the warden doesn't like it when I yell. I said, well, I got to go crazy. She's like, well, you go crazy and be quiet. I said, you cannot go crazy and be quiet. Oh, no, don't say that. That's wrong. Let's go. Oh, no, that's not the way it works.
The proper response is tough and then do it.
Tony Jean says, did you hear? Dolores was necking with Jimmy in his Ford Fairlane. What a trollop.
Oh, God. I'll pull this up. As I'm trying to search back, you have me on a freaking wild goose chase here, Grumpy. This was the old one from the Oakland Athletics.
Yes, I do remember.
Ace fan seemingly caught in the stadium. Sex act.
Landed the free. I like that one.
And the home of the Braves. She's giving a little hummy in the upper deck.
Yep, that's right.
Or we hooping angry. Oh, gosh.
We hooping. That kid just a fool. He's a fool.
I'm away. Oh, here's Grumpy. I'll let you read
Frank
this.
from Empire State Construction says, I'm away. We're lucky Bridgeport sucks. In a way. We are lucky Bridgeport sucks. If they were good, Lou would be crediting it to Fredo, who would then become our manager. No. LOL.
There it is. I'll let you continue here, Grumpy.
Drew says, I was about to make a package joke, son X. Grumpy is a dirty cheater.
There it is. Goon Goon.
At that point, will Grumpy be considered a national treasure by others? Maybe.
No.
Thanks.
Never.
He's an artifact.
Who wins tomorrow night? UConn. Don't even bother watching it. Don't even bother watching the game. It's over already.
A Drew L.
Because you freaking fricks up in the front office keep trading away draft picks like candy. I mean, seriously, what the frick? LOL.
What the frick? There it is.
The Sonic kid.
D-Cut says, I'm also psyched for the Masters. Just a hunch, but I don't see you three as big Dolphins fans. Fair. I like to watch the U.S. Open, the Masters, and the British Open.
My disclosed location, that's where I am right now.
You're at the freaking Masters?
I'm in Augusta. I'm not going to the Masters, though, but I am in Augusta.
Jesus Christ.
How the hell did you get to Augusta?
With a car.
I saw when you left. So you left here and drove to Augusta?
It's only 2 hours away. Well, just gave out your location, but yeah. It's only
Everyone
2 hours.
knows where I live.
Okay.
Okay.
He told me he was going to be so busy today. He had a whole bunch of things to get done. Well, no.
I got it all done.
The reason why he was busy.
Policy says, guys, the only good news is we have to hope Coach Cooper puts their second string goalie in. It's possible. No, it's not, because they're trying to get home ice advantage over Toronto.
Yep. I don't think so. Not going to happen.
Empire State, that's Frank, says, I'm psyched too, and we played a great course in Florida Orange Lake Restaurant designed by the great Arnold Palmer. Love Arnold.
There it is. Here, go Grumpy.
A long time. Gungun says, what's your best Mexican food dish?
I'm fine with anything. ACP is pretty good.
X, anything for you?
Pollo.
What the hell is ACP?
A rice and chicken. Rice, cheese, chicken, pretty much.
I don't eat Mexican food.
I could say something that would be inappropriate, but I won't. I don't really like Mexican food either.
Okay. Well, Grumpy, we're here. I'm trying to find us here. Yeah, we should all three play golf. I'm trying to find the video of Mekhi Becton. It's taking me way too freaking long, Grumpy. I'm telling you, you're a freaking problem, Grump. Want me to scroll all the way back through and get to this freaking Mekhi
It has to be like when he
Months
got
ago,
hurt.
almost a year ago.
It's when he got hurt in training camp.
It's before he got hurt.
Okay, well, we can find it. We don't have to show it today.
I'm not going to go ahead and sit through. I've already pissed away freaking 15 minutes of my life trying to scroll through and get this, Grumpy. Never again.
At 15
the Mekhi Becton video is gone for good.
It's
Sorry.
not gone.
Gone forever.
I'll find it. Don't you worry.
Ball's lost, gone forever, Grumpy.
I'll find it. So Arthur Smith almost broke the quarterback mark again. Thankfully, he did the right thing for once. No.
Okay, you could talk about that. You saw that he considered offering a contract like that
To Lamar Jackson.
Correct.
He considered it, but they said immediately that no, we're not interested. So he's doing this just to cover his ass with the fans. That's all he's doing in ownership. Oh yeah, we thought about it. No. He said Desmond Ryder was going to be their quarterback. No, it was too much in draft picks and money. He said that immediately. One of the teams, as soon as that tag was put on him, he was one of the guys who came out immediately and said, nope, we're not interested. So he's full of shit. He's another NFL liar. Sorry. That's the way it goes.
Oh, good gracious. I'll let you continue there, Grumpy. Are there any more comments?
Empire Frank from Empire says, Grumpy old man is a national treasure now. Thank you, Frank.
Arthur Kaliev with another snipe tonight here.
Jeez.
Gosh, it's already 10:30. The podcast flew by, says Drew. Absolutely it did, guys. But here we are. We are at the end of the show today. Sorry, Grumpy, I couldn't pull up here. It's lost forever. That Mekhi Becton video fighting in McDonald's. Lost forever, Grumpy.
It's not. It was great, X. I'll find it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
And it's going to be a staple on
at least Grumpy will try.
How many months do you think it will take Grumpy to do that after it took him months to get a freaking mask on eBay or on
it might take a year or so, but I'll see it eventually.
All righty. Grumpy, what do you want to say before we wrap things up on the show?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't. From TJ, the Grumpy Old Man, and Son X.
Well, thank you so much, Grumpy. And Son X, what do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening, and hope you all enjoyed the show, and hopefully you all have a good work week.
There it is. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, listening to the show. We'll be going live with you guys this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and watching. See you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much, Grumpy and Son X.
My pleasure.